Hey, man. Okay. Keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. Tick tock, find your own way to stay. The time will come one day. Why do people choose to live their life this way? Keep on moving, don't stop, no. Keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop, no. Keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop, no. Keep on moving. Hey, I know my time today. The right time is here to stay. And be in my life always. Yellow is the color of sun rays. What? I hide myself from no one. I know the time will surely come when you be in my life. My life always yellow is the color of sun rays. What? Keep on moving. Hey, keep on moving, don't stop, no. Keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop, no. Keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop, no. Keep on moving. Right, we here for it. We here for it. Back for another beautiful one. Peace to my beautiful people. Peace to my brother gods and my sister gods. Peace to all the beautiful beings out there that share this space with me, share this moon with me, share this sun with me, share these stars with me. Peace to every being that share these molecules with me and these atoms and these frequencies. Peace to everything out there that is living and shaping and shifting and existing through the spirit of oneness through it all. Because of me, I am you. Because of you, you are you. Because of you, I am me. I can't stress this enough how finely interconnected and intertuned we are with all this right here, man. And with that being the case, I know you. I know you exactly as I see you to grow beautiful flower in front of my face, and how you shall blossom is how I shall live with you. Beautiful flower. Hey, I'm getting too far deep into it. I ain't even started the live properly. I haven't even started the live properly. So let's go ahead and do that. But peace to all my beautiful people here. Yo, if you've been here with me, you know exactly what's about to happen. And if this is your first time being here with me, peace to you that you've tuned your spiritual algorithm to find yourself in such a place. I guarantee you there is no other space like it. I guarantee that. Yo, but we just waiting for the pot to get hot, waiting for my brother guys and sister guys to bop in the building. But while that's taking place, yo, y'all get comfortable. Take your shoes off, let your hair down, and gather around the cosmic fire with me. And somebody pull out some drums and start beating on that motherfucker. And and let's get ready. Let's get ready to talk about existence, life itself. What is this? It's you. But anyway, yo, but before we get started, please, my beautiful brother guys and sister guys, allow me the space to set my intention for this live. So with that being said, yo, universe, it's me again. Universe, I ask you that you give me all the words that I need to convey the message that I'm bringing forth tonight. Universe, I ask you to make me still, make me clairvoyant within every message that you're sending me. Universe, I ask you to bring me people who want to love, who want to laugh, who want to understand. Universe, I also ask you to bring me people who want to give me an understanding, give me something to eat from so that I may grow as well. But most of all, universe, I'm asking you that you make this place a special place for the masses, full of peace and love and beauty and joy and expression and blossoming and explosion and expansion and beauty and imagination and magic and wealth and health beyond all compare. With that being said, yo, peace, balance, love and light, and all those good vibrational words that make you feel right. Welcome back to Godtalk, the only live stream on this piece of shit app that's gonna bust down who you are to your molecular being and how that falls in complete synchronicity with the cosmos. I'm your host, Sirius, period, Big Dot, the golden god, the fire god, the dirt god, the water god. Yo, I am everything and everything is me. And this is Godtalk. We back at it. My beautiful brothers and sisters, how does it feel to be? How does it feel to be? If you tell me anything other than amazing, let me pray for you. We have to realize we are magnets. First off, let's realize this before we talk about any state of existence, before we talk about any level of existence, we first have to realize that we are magnets. Look at the universe you live in. Hell, look at the solar system you live in. Hell, look at the earth you live on. Nothing but magnets everywhere. Things being attracted to itself. Everything is attracted to itself or likened unto it. Why wouldn't you think your thoughts or your manifestations of your life wouldn't be the same key? The same key of your freedom, the same key of your pattern or nature, so that you may understand it better. But no. That's too hard to take accountability for your own thoughts. Hell, you don't even like to hear your own thoughts half the time. You be like, shut up, serious. Shut up, I don't want to hear that serious. You see, even mentally, see, this whole entire universe is mental. It's all consciousness. And if you argue with yourself 9 times out of 10, you're going to be arguing on the outside world. You're going to be at odds on the outside world if you're at odds with yourself. No wonder you all think this is a slippery slope of hell and death and doom. because you're living on that slippery slope of hell and death and doom in your own state of consciousness. Yo, I look out right now. I see government. What the fuck is a government? Yo, what the fuck is that? I look at my body and I realize my body doesn't need governing. It's self-governing. Things just stay where they're supposed to be. And soon as I go to thinking about things being need to be controlled or fashioned in a way to where I can enjoy an existence on some type of realm or platform, I'm distorting the whole entire self-governing system. I know phone. Synchronicity. This picture is perfect. I know it. I know it is. Everything is picture perfect. Everything is picture perfect. I haven't seen anything that's not picture perfect. Why did Eve ate the apple again? Why did Eve ate the apple? Because she wanted to. Next question. Because she wanted to feel something, taste something. Because that's what happened. Next question. Matter of fact, fuck the question. It's back to what we were talking about before. We're living in a space where you allow everything to think for you, process for you. Hell, you even put a processor in a computer so you no longer have to process information in such a way. You see how you put your energy outside of you? Now you have it in the walls instead of in your body. You see how you put your ability to create food outside of you? Now you have to go to the store and get it instead of follow your nose to it like you've naturally done. Like you naturally do, still, in a way. But it's taken from you in such a way that you're not even connected to who you truly are, what you truly are, where you truly are, how you truly are. Don't you see, my beautiful brothers and sisters, that the world that we're living in is built to take you from the grandest thing that you are? How they'll put you in a world that make you think that you're not beautiful enough, and then you'll fall into that chasm of self-loathing because I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not pretty enough to even deserve love, and then you find yourself there. And then you find yourself in another chasm of a financial burden, and now you're out here robbing folks. I don't have enough money to do something. How can anybody ever love me? You see the system of control of the things that we placed outside of ourselves to even find our own foundation of who we are? You'll never find it. Never. Playing the games that we're playing now. You'll never find it. In fact, we'll probably have to go another 10,000 years before we even have this type of conversation again. If we play stupid like this, we'll probably have to go another 10,000 years before we have another conversation like this again. If we're really talking. I pray for your soul that you may see the wicked that you are doing. Wicked? Excuse me. By telling people to take responsibility, I'm being wicked. For telling people to stop placing their power outside of them, I'm being wicked. Look at you. Look at you. You run up in here thinking that you're being conservative with the spirit, but in fact, you're being liberal. Look at you. Look at you and look at you. all to uplift ourselves out of the muck and mire. I won my game. Now I just be, yo sis, you won. Yo Megan, I'm talking to you sis. We ain't win shit. Cause as long as one of these chains is out here, as long as one of the links on the chain out here is broken, sis, you ain't won nothing. Sis, you ain't won nothing. But no, wait a minute. My apologies. You have one spirit. And that spirit will always last. But on this level of game, sis, you ain't won nothing. Sis, we ain't won shit. And I'm just being real with you. Yo, Jesus died on the cross. We still ain't experiencing that type of freedom. Yo, we got Haru losing eyes and shit. We still ain't experiencing the fucking freedom. You know what I'm saying? We got Shiva with all these fucking arms, and we still ain't experiencing that shit. Why? Because we ain't won nothing. Because had we had one, sis, we'd all be picking fruit from the trees and walking around naked and living and loving and laughing and sharing. And the infrastructure will be built with trees and insects and animals, not nothing that is fucking box shaped or cornered or you know what I mean? Nah, sis. Nah. But I hear you though. I hear you. And I see what I love to hear my brothers and sisters really bringing heaven to earth. If that's what I think I hear you saying, bringing heaven to earth, how you've won here on earth because you found heaven here on earth. But the same plight. If we accept that type of spirit, the same plight that lies with us also, the same plight that also lied with Jesus also lies with us. So there's no possible way that any of us could sit here and be like, yeah, I've received the kingdom of heaven in myself and not look out on the world and be like, damn, what really is, you're selling your soul to this? Damn. Oh, brother. Oh, sister, you're doing what? Damn. I be feeling for him. That's the main reason why I even do Godtalk, because I feel for you, because I see you. Can't hide from God type shit. Nothingness. I don't know nothing about no nothingness. I know something about everythingness. If that's a ness, if we could put a ness on everythingness, I know. And even in everythingness lies a part of nothingness. That's because we live in death. I don't live in death. You say we live in death, but nah, none of us truly live in death. We've accepted the idea of death. Y'all do know that death is a fairly new concept. Y'all do know that, right? No, really, although people have died, y'all do know the term death is a fairly new concept. Y'all have to get into your God body when I'm telling you this type shit. Death is a new concept, kind of like a new flavor y'all see pop up, like, oh shit, Big Macs is in wraps now? Yeah, like that. I'm no one's savior. That's not my path nor my goal. All work must be out there. Yeah, sis, don't you know I get it? Cause I don't claim to be no one's savior either. I really don't. You know I don't. I ain't trying to save nobody. It's not my goal to save nobody. But I will allow you to find yourself in front of me, so where that you can save yourself. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to do the work for you. I ain't here to do none of that. That time is done. They're like I said, they done put Jesus on the cross, and if he can't do it, who the fuck? What the fuck? How the fuck? When the fuck? Like, I don't know the fucks. Like, I'm not finna. No, It's done. It's a wrap for that being savior shit, because obviously you don't want to be saved at this point. And it's so crystal clear, the life we live, right? How easy it is to accept the heaven and escape the matrix mode of consciousness. It's so clear and it's so easy. But people don't want that. They want to be the best created player they can be. So with that being the case, nah, I ain't saving nobody from their game. Let them play with their toys. Let them play with them. Let them have their toys. Enjoy your toys, as a matter of fact. Because through your toys may you find the true meaning of life, what it means to play. Facts. Oh yeah, I can hold space, I agree. I have all the love for them. I do. I understand you, bro. Yeah. Cause it's, hold space for them, hold space. You know how when somebody be like, oh, when you be in the grocery store and there's somebody in front of you like, oh man, I forgot to get jelly. My kids like jelly. I forgot to get jelly. You mind if and then you don't even fucking mind. Now go back and get your fucking jelly. I don't give a shit. Go get your jelly. Yeah, no. I think it's over there next to the. Yeah, go get the jelly. Nah, this is her buggy. Yeah, nah, I'm just holding it. She went to go get some jam. I don't know, strawberry, grape, apple. I don't know, but she went to go get it, and I'm just holding space. Facts. Your facts. And it be like that. And it be like that. But this shit, this life shit is not. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Nothing in life is complicated. If us taking the parameters outside of oneness, outside of our God self, is what makes it complicated. Us, when we fall victim to our ego, is what makes it complicated. That's what drives division. Yo, I'm sitting back looking at the division on the earth right now, and it's all ego driven. Every bit of it is ego driven, but every one of these compartments of hate is created from one source. If you look clearly enough, you can see it. It's not complicated. One source, one state of mind, one goal to do one thing is to divide us all. To have cops versus black men, government versus city, the people. I mean, to have religion versus other religions and shit. Sooner or later, it's only gonna be one religion. Like it's only gonna be one burger joint. Probably is gonna be McDonald's and Christianity. And then they're going to wipe Christianity out, yo, and then show you something completely different. Yo, when I tell you they're playing games with your spirit for real, on a molecular level, when I tell you they playing games with your spirit on a molecular level, all energy based, all emotion driven. Why? Because thought creates will, and will creates manifestation. But what's the best way to create a thought? A thought is best created off of a feeling. And if I can get you to feel some type of way that you had no idea about before, but now that it's in your face, you can feel something. Now you have to be opposed or with it. And those who are with it and you're opposed to it, you're against them. And now we have fucking Dallas Cowboys versus San Francisco 49ers. Yo, there was a time I was Jacksonville Jaguar, and I used to say, man, I'll punch a Steeler fan in the face. I said that. Oh, don't talk about Patriots with me, Tom Brady. I'll punch him in the face. And that was emotion based. And I look at myself, I look back at myself, then I'd be like, damn, that's crazy how they would have me disconnect from my brother or sister based upon a fucking game that doesn't even matter. So caught up in the lives of quote unquote paper millionaires And it was disconnecting me from what really mattered in life. I no longer watch organized sports. I no longer participate in elections and all that. Although I am going to run for mayor in my city. I am going to do that. That got to be done. Then I'm going to run for president, but I'm not going to vote in any of that. But that's just me taking responsibility for the world that I live in. Yo, I be watching these dudes, these auditors, these First Amendment auditors, and I look at them, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers taking responsibility for the world that they live in. Damn, they taking responsibility. I look at people who actually go out there and protest, not protest in a way that's violent, but protest in a way that's meaningful, that actually can bring about change. And I'm like, damn, that's somebody taking responsibility for the world that they live in. But it ain't enough of us. It's not enough of us to stand on the corner and be like, we are all guys. It's not enough of us to stand and be like, let me hold hands. And somebody be like, nah, I gotta go to fuck to work. I can't stand here. I have to go chase my next high that was programmed in me to have. It's not enough of us. Every mind in its own world, forgetting that it's the same world, Nuri. Forgetting that we all want the same thing, Nuri. And if we band together to have that same thing, we could have that same thing. But instead, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're arguing over dusty books, placements, and ownership. What are we arguing over? Fault lines and imaginary lines to separate country and city and county? What are we arguing over? Are we arguing over the right for a woman to be a man and a man to be what are we doing? You see how many ways you can be distracted off of shit that isn't even real. It's amazing how many things that they make real that isn't real at all. And in fact, the things that they try to make fictional truly are real. It's amazing how they do that. How they can turn a lie into a truth and a truth into a lie. I applaud these people who are running the world and have figured out the laws of the universe, the laws of attraction, and using them against you, figuring out the laws of oneness and using them. These people are I applaud them to trick you in such a way that you would hate me because of your attachment to a book. Oh man, that's a good joke. That's a damn good joke. Have you hate me because of the color of my skin? God damn it, they're good. That's some good shit. That's some good shit. Yo, don't like me because I listen to a different type of music than you. Oh no. Don't like me because of that, because I have a different G and DNA than you. Oh no, don't, and it all came from the same place. No. You see how that separatism shit is all bullshit because you have a different job from me? Or you're making more money than me? You see how it's all bullshit in the end, right? But guess what? We all fall for it. Like the silly fucks we are. It's like those stupid games you see, right? Where a kid may be tossing a rock at a wall to see if it can get close. And you're like, that's a stupid game, but I bet I can play it. And you get in there and you get invested in it. Next thing you know, you spend the next 30, 40 years throwing a fucking rock at a wall. I gotta perfect it. And it never meant anything in the first place. I gotta get it right. I gotta get life right. Good shit, right? Good shit. Thank you for teaching this, bro. Keep it up. I love you. Keep believing in yourself. Hey, man, we just out here blowing with the wind, bro. Did the wind blow? It's always blowing. A book, skin color, gender, identity, nationality, appearance. It's just wild, right? Yo, sis, it's amazing that you and I could sit in a conversation, and if we're completely programmed within the reality of the world on all the spectrums of the world, and we're sitting down and having an honest conversation with each other, and it would be amazing if we come up to one part of this conversation where you may feel differently from me, and we completely end it all. What, bitch? You voted for Trump? No, I can't deal with you. Fuck you and your whole fucking family. I hope everybody gets the axe. They do that type shit. Yo, can you believe it? I had a female back in the day told me she couldn't date me because I was a Virgo. What, bitch? I'm trying to get over that, and here you are blaming me for it. Wow, only one God, homie, and that's what I'm saying to you. And that's exactly what I'm saying to you. You see, you think that you're saying something different from me when I'm saying the exact same thing to you. There's only one God. There's only one body. There's only one spirit. And it's you, bro. Come on, man. Put your shoes on. Let's go outside. Come on, man. Put your shoes on. Let's go for a walk in the garden or something. No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying it differently. Isn't that funny? That you can say cow and I can say ka, but we're still describing the same animal. And you would argue me that, wouldn't you? You would argue me that. Interesting. 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 Right, just go say moo. Just go say moo, 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 moo. Do you understand that? Right. See, y'all be playing with these words all day long that you forget the feeling behind the word. You play semantics all day long that you forget the feeling behind what you're even trying to say, or even what you're trying to describe. By trying to prove it and argue it and debate it so much. Yo, I ain't here to mince words with you. I'm not here to do that. Let those who have ears, let them hear. Let those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then peace to you. And I ask the universe to give me a word that might unlock a door in your mind. Not for me, but for you. Not for me, but for you. Damn, bro, you still on? What do you mean I just got on? I just got on not too long ago. I haven't even been on live for a whole hour. Am I still on this shit? Yeah, this is eternal. What do you mean? Yeah, it's eternal. Like, the game don't change. Oneness, baby. What are you talking about? Am I still on this? Ain't nothing else to talk about but this. Everybody else out here just faking content. Everybody else out here is just faking content. If you ain't talking about that oneness or real connection shit, you ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing, and you really not. That's why I don't hang out in these. That's why I don't hang out on this motherfucker. I get people who send me live requests. I pop in their room. I hear what they're talking about. I'm like, nah, all right, I'm gone. Because I get too heavy in other rooms. I get too heavy. I'm considered to be too heavy. I have people tell me all the time in my inbox and shit, like, yo, you just too in the clouds with it. What? Is this the reason why they killed Jesus? Because he was in the clouds with it? Wait a minute. What? What life are we living if it's not for the spirit? What life are we living if it's not for the child in you? What life are we living if it's not for the growth of you or the growth of your environment? What life are we fucking living that you have to say that I'm too far up when all I'm talking about is the goodness of thereof? What life? I feel sorry for you. In fact, they're just afraid of your lack, God. No, they're not afraid of it. They're not afraid of it. They're offended by it. Why? Because it's the light that they were promised and they keep shutting down within themselves. So of course they'd be offended by it. Yo, I remember when I was working a job one time, and I'd be in there smiling and laughing and dancing and singing and just having a good time. Yo, just really enjoying my life, because everything I do with the hand of God, and I do with a light heart. And that's the type of life that I live. Even when I'm working, it's not work, it's play. I choose positions to gain money there. That way I can play in that position and not feel like I'm selling my soul to the dollar bill. But in fact, I'm selling my soul to the joyness of what I have to give and what I have to offer in this world. Right. But there was this one gentleman I worked with, and in the middle of his shift, he sat down, and at that point, I was a senior player in the room, and he was a new employee, and I said, "Hey, bro, what's your problem?" And he was a new employee, and I said, "Hey, bro, what's your problem, brother? You good? You straight?" He said, "Man, I got a headache." And if or if you need to take a couple minutes, you want to get back in the game, it's up to you. And if or if you need to take a couple minutes, you want to get back in the game, it's up to you. But I just want to let you know that you don't have to feel pressure to stay here if you don't. He said, you know what it is, bro? I just don't like you. And then I just want to let you know that you don't have to feel pressure to stay here if you don't. He said, you know what it is, bro? I just don't like you. And then 5 other people, including a loyal customer, was like, "You don't like him? This is like the nicest guy in the fucking world. You don't like him? This is like the nicest guy in the fucking world. You don't like him? What's wrong with you?" He was like, "No, I just don't like him. I'm going home. I can't work with you." It's just sometimes people, they're not offended. They're not afraid. They're just offended that they can't be something that they see in you. That they know they have the capacity to do it, but why can't afraid? They're just offended that they can't be something that they see in you. That they know they have the capacity to do it, but why can't they do it? And it ain't even about you. It's about them. It's solely about them. Why can't I be as happy as this guy? What I think the proper term I'm looking for is a hater. I don't know. You guys like to throw that word around. Oh, peace, sis. And it's all on them and the way they view themselves, the way they are inside, the way they deal with their conflict, the way they deal with their disappointments, the way they deal with their joy or their lack of joy, their lack of expression, their lack of time, or the space, or how they chose to spend that perceived time. You see what I'm saying? It's never about you. Although in that time and moment, that person being that person, it's also a test for you to be like, because we all meet up. There's nothing by coincidence, yo. That moment, like, had I been in that moment, I don't know, like, 4 or 5 years prior, I probably would have cussed him out. I probably would have tried to fight him on some dumb shit. On some dumb shit, right? But I had grown in the spirit. So in that moment, I was like, hey, guys, don't worry about it. I realize some people just don't like me. And it's fine. In fact, it's quite refreshing to know that there's someone out there in all my love who still won't appreciate it. It's quite refreshing to know that. Here I am walking around thinking everything. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. My friend, Jesus is alive and well in truth. I seen something that should shake you. Be ready. Sis, did you ever hear me say that Jesus ain't real or alive? In fact, I would say, if you would have asked me instead of assumed, I would have been like, yo, hell yeah, Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive in me. In fact, I'm using his eyes. I'm sitting on the same throne. In fact, Jesus told me just not too long ago what the fuck I am. Before I even was in his body, Jesus knew me, In fact, because I understand Jesus to be a consciousness, Jesus to always be a presence, a burning fire within all of us. Not just some man walking around singing Lady Gaga songs, but no, a presence so foundational and so fundamental to what I am, that it must always be present. Of course I know Jesus is alive and well and it's the truth. Because why? We share the same life and the same truth in the same way. But see, you use it as a punchline. But see, you use it as a punchline. You see the difference? Not to say that mine is greater than yours, but do you see it? You do what you want with your eyes. You do what you want with your tongue. You do what you want to with your heart. And I will never condemn you for that. Nor will I try to make it seem as if your journey is lesser than mine. You do what you want to. But don't come in here trying to shout out truths to me like you know who I am, because you don't know who I am, nor do you know where I came from. Because if you did, you would have recognized game. As I pop the collar and walk off. As I pop the collar and walk off. Jesus even knows the scripture. You see that? You see that? Another one who doesn't know scripture. You see that? You see how they can have you cheer for a team you know nothing about just because your family grew up cheering for that team. You see that? Oh yeah, no, why do you even cheer for the Dallas Cowboys? Oh yeah, no, why do you even cheer for the Dallas Cowboys? I don't know. That's what my family always cheered for all my life. So I'm just going to go ahead and, in the sense of solidarity, I'm just going to go ahead and stay with them. I always cheered for all my life. So I'm just going to go ahead and, in the sense of solidarity, I'm just going to go ahead and stay with them. Do you know that they're the things that they do behind? Nah, I just like my team. I like what I like. But you just said it was your family. Hey, I love my family. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. When I tell y'all, I see what you're doing. How you claim spirit. But for what regard? That's the only thing I don't see, is the regard you're trying to claim it in. The same way Adam and Eve went and bit the apple and went and hid behind a tree, and God was like, I know you bit the apple, but where are you? Where is your mind? Where is that? I know you did it, but where are you? Facts. Some people just be lost like that, though. Some people just be lost like that. Jesus gave up his weekend for your sins. That guy's funny. Yes, because we all carry a piece of his light and awareness. See past the illusion they gave you. Absolutely, Alicia. Absolutely. And we don't have the piece of it. We have the fullness of it. We don't have just a piece. You have the fullness of it. The same way God told Moses, you have the full hand of me. You have the hand of me. Yo, if you got the hand of God, what you doing? You had the full power of God at your breast. What would you do? Yes, it's yours. You can have it. It's yours. It's your birthright, beloved. It's your birthright. They stole your purity from you. But I'm here to remind you, for that it's yours. You don't have, they stole your perfection from you. Got you living in a world that you would even say within yourself that you were not perfect. They stole that from you. Do you know that, beloved? You know that. They stole that from you. Here I am, just being a good Samaritan, telling you there's a lump of gold in the road if you dig deep enough. Facts. Facts. We the gods. We the gods. We the gods. And you add them all up, it's just one God. We the gods, and you add us all up, it's just one God. Facts. Open your hand and make something from nothing appear in your hand, then you're God. Don't come in here tempting God. Surely you know better. Surely you know better. Surely you know better than to come in here and tempt God. Surely. Unless you're playing the role of Satan himself. And to that I say, a wicked and deceitful generation asks for a sign, and shall no sign be given. And to that I say, get the fuck behind me, Satan. You see how this goes? Because the power of God is not made to tickle your fucking fancy. It ain't built for that, to tickle your fancy like that. The fuck is you talking? You see how they turn God into a parlor trick? You see how they turn God into a cheap punchline? You see how they turn God into a book? A fucking Lifetime movie. You see that? Don't let the media control you. Don't let them do it to you. Don't let them do it. What do you think it means to be God? And what do you think it means to be a God anyway? It means to be. It means to be. It means to walk through your garden barefooted. It means to love everything around you and give life to everything around you. It means to further the kingdom. That's what it means. It means to expand and also from time to time fall in on itself, but that's all a part of the game so we can grow larger. That's what being God means. Why? What do you think it means? Why? What are you thinking? Why are you telling people that they are gods? Because it is not written in your law, I have said ye are gods, and from whom the word God came, and scripture can't be broken. Why am I telling people that they're gods? Because they dropped something on the floor and I'm reminding them to pick it up. Yo, that's yours. You that guy who sees an old elderly woman drop $100 bill and then you slide it underneath your feet, huh? You that guy, ain't you? Yeah, I know a thief when I see one. You that guy, ain't you? You that guy, you see a bike fall off the back of a truck, and rather than pick up the bike and try to take it to that person, you'll keep it for yourself, won't you? Aren't you that guy? You can tell the ones that when they show their face, you can tell them. Everybody zip your pockets up. I hope you got a zipper on that pocket because we got a spiritual thief in here tonight. How old is you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How old are you? And I would tell you that I'm just as old as the universe itself, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't accept that. So in that regard, I would say this body has been around the sun 40 times. Coming up on 41. Coming up on 41. Oh, my brother want to come holla at me. Let's create space. Let's create space. My brother want to come up and holla at me.
Divine day, sir.
Oh, yo, peace, balance, love, and light. Yo, soul, love, and peace. God,
How are you?
everything is everything. You know, life is such a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. Um, I I'm just like done explaining. Like I was watching two. This girl was saying to read these books or whatever, and if you didn't want to read the book, go watch it on YouTube or whatever. So I watched both of them for like both of them was like 2 hours long. I watched both of them back to back, right? And they was talking about European like thoughts or whatever, and like it's and what Christianity like has done, to the world or whatever, right? And as I was listening, and she was saying, so you know how like when people like do stuff or whatever, and you be like, why would you do that or whatever? It's the reason why you're saying that because you don't see or you can't picture yourself doing that to like another individual or making this law, like it just doesn't work or whatever. And she was like, our consciousness has been like manipulated or whatever. Like we are not even like in reality. Like we think we're in reality, how she was explaining it. Like I was like, oh, like this kind of like makes sense, right? And so it's this other guy here on here, his name Light Jones, and he has a post on his he has a picture like your picture is. His picture says God God is what it says. It says God created humans are evil or whatever. Just put it like that. It say humans are evil, right? And people come up on his live or whatever and be like, "That's not true. God made humans or whatever, right?" And we're saying, and they're how they're getting their understanding of. He's trying to say that there is no such thing as humans, right? But they're not seeing it that way. All they see is, no, I'm a human and I'm not evil, but we're trying to get you to understand that there is no such thing as human. All is God. So where does human beings come from? Human is not, and even in the Bible or whatever, like it says, let us create man in our image, right? So like when you say human, you're taking yourself like not necessarily outside, but you're removing what you are and you're putting yourself in a box that's like diminishing you or whatever, right? And going back to her video, I'm like, he's trying to explain something to you, but no matter what he says, it doesn't click because like I don't know. It just it be
People
funny.
got barriers, bro. People have
Yeah.
limitations. And that's not the limitations that are set within their spirit. It's the limitations that are set within their ego.
Yeah, it's like what's been put on you. Let's just say, okay, how about this? Let's just say we didn't have the Bible. Okay, we didn't have the Bible. We didn't have no quote unquote religious text. We didn't have none of that or whatever. Something in you is going to be like, hey, I'm connected to all of this or whatever. Whether you call it God, universe, whatever, you're going to say, hey, I'm connected to this. Without this, there is no me, and without me, there is no this or whatever. So it's like, hey, we're all one thing or whatever. Like I need the trees. They give me air or whatever. I need water, to go swimming and the whole plethora of stuff. And you
Right.
try to like explain stuff like differently or you just see it differently. No, that's not right. And then they ask you, oh, prove it to me. What proof do you need? Like, I'm telling you that this is what I am, but you need
That it
proof.
is what. But see, and then when you tell them to look at a tree and then look at your lungs, how the tree is the lungs upside down, the pattern, the shape is still the same. Then when you tell them, oh well, then my brain, if you look at the clouds, if you look at the cloud takes the same shape and form as the brain, and the clouds send what information throughout the whole entire world, to the whole world. What is information, people? Water. So it all works out the same. But see, they're not seeing the connectivity between nature and life itself and their experience within it. So they'll never be able to see anything outside of their own ego, which is the hallucination of self.
And I was thinking as I'll be like listening or whatever, like when I'll be on his lives and stuff, I'm like, see, this is exactly what they was talking about. Like we have been so conditioned, brainwashed to like you need facts to prove something, or this has to equal this so I can understand it. No, you don't. That's not how it works or whatever. Like
No,
it doesn't work that way. And I'm seeing in my own self, I'm seeing it doesn't work that way. You cannot control nature. You're just a part of it. And we're trying to control stuff. We're trying to, manipulate it or whatever, but it doesn't work that way. And then
it
once it
doesn't.
doesn't work
Oh,
that way, we try to, put thought to it or whatever. Why can't it just be? Like, why can't it just be? Why does it have to
see,
have an explanation? Like, why does it have to
the
have
only
a meaning? Like, why can't it just be?
the only true way to control the storm is to realize the storm is meant for you.
And going
That's the
back to
only
it,
true way. Like y'all can roll around that thought all y'all want to, but I'm telling you the truth.
like it was, and me and my friend, we was talking or
Yeah,
whatever,
I'm
and
telling you the truth because it's all.
we
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, no,
Go ahead.
you go ahead, brother.
Oh,
Go
oh,
ahead.
oh. Me and my friend, we be talking or whatever, and we just be talking about like what's going on in the world and stuff like that, whatever, whatever. And hey, to each his own. I'm gonna say what I want to say. For me, the person in office, what I see that he's doing is breaking down a system that niggas don't want no more. But yet, you complain about the system, but someone is breaking the system, and you're like, that's wrong. That's wrong. Do you want the system or do you not want the system? I thought the whole point is to get rid of this stuff or whatever, but
Right.
we complain when the person is doing something, but I thought, ain't that's the whole point to get rid of the system? Why are we trying to hold on to something that we don't want? I be confused. Like, do you want it or do you not? Are you complaining? Or are you happy? I be like, and my friend was like, it's just like the snake eating itself or whatever. Like, so we're when we put meaning to it, we're like taking away from the whole or whatever. So what if it's not necessarily a point? It's really just to experience all of this or whatever.
That's
Like,
what it is. This is why I'm not worried about any wars or any presidents,
exactly,
or I'm not worried about
exactly.
any of that, because I realize I'm here to experience the storm, and the storm is meant for me to become the higher form of myself. And
Yeah.
then I can go forth to shape the form, to shape the storm how it's naturally meant to shape within me. Like, until then, I'm just fucking off and getting rained on. But hey, bro, let me get to other beautiful people, bro. I love you, brother.
Uh,
Thank you.
Divine travel.
Peace to you. Yo, that was our beautiful brother Soul Leveling. Let's get to the next beautiful person. Oh, hey, damn, what was it, Jarrell? Jarrell? Ah, man, he was in the queue. You going now? But what's good with you, Cross? Peace to you.
Yeah, peace to you too. But I just want to ask again, just in case I've like forgotten somehow. But what was your definition of being a god?
Everything,
What you mean by everything? You mean some personal highlights? Because being a god and the definition of what being a
everything.
god is a very personal thing. So I want to hear what you personally think about it in its
I just,
fullest.
I just gave, I just gave it to you.
I don't really feel like everything's
Everything.
enough. I don't really feel like
You
everything's
don't feel
enough of the
like
description.
you sound like Eve.
I sound like Eve? Yeah, I probably do. We all sound like Eve. We all sound like Adam. We all sound like every single other character in the Bible.
ah, ah,
Now, if you could quit
ah.
laughing and take this seriously,
I'm,
because I don't really think it's that funny.
hey, brother, I'm sorry. My apologies, my
You
beautiful brother.
good, but I'm just telling you.
But I told you,
You dancing
God
like a
is
peacock
everything
when
to
you
me.
laugh. Go ahead,
Okay,
keep on going, though. Go ahead, keep on
absolutely,
going.
absolutely. You know, I love a good peacock. You know, peacocks
Yeah,
are very
they
beautiful
fun. They
creatures.
fun. It's just that they themselves
But
can be a bit flaunty. It's in their nature.
let's get back to the conversation. Let's get back to the conversation. You
Of
asked me
course.
what God was. I told you everything. Correct.
Yes, and my response to that was that everything isn't exactly enough.
Hmm. So what else are you looking outside? So what else are you looking outside? Anything outside of everything?
Not necessarily outside. I care about the inside. I like people who are descriptive. I like being descriptive about a bunch of things, but I just don't feel like everything's enough of a description. I feel like you need to be a bit more
You there?
detailed than that to really get your point across. Because being a god's a very personal thing. So that bases off of your personal experiences and how you lived your
Your
life.
phone, your phone's breaking up, bro. I mean, your connection ain't everything right now.
Yeah, my apologies. My phone ain't the greatest, probably. Ain't
Nah,
nothing to
no
sneer
worries,
about.
bro.
Ain't nothing to sneer
But
about.
is there anything outside of everything?
I already said there ain't nothing outside of everything. Not necessarily in this situation. I don't
So,
really feel
and
like
then
that's
I
the point
said,
of the topic,
and
though.
then
I feel like you steering off.
I'm
I
sorry.
feel like you focus on the wrong stuff. Maybe focus in on more the inside, because the
My
inside's all I really
apologies.
care about.
Let's since I'm steering off, let's hone in on your central thesis. What is
Mm.
God to you?
That's a very interesting question. To be honest with you, I still have yet to completely understand myself, and I feel like that goes for everyone else. And so, because of that, I personally think it's wise to be perhaps not exactly all the way descriptive. Because honestly, if I really tried, I'd probably just lose myself, and I'd probably just start rambling off and not making sense. And honestly, to me, that makes sense that that happens. Because I mean, as I just said, I haven't fully figured myself out. Personally, though,
Hmm.
I would say from what I heard from you earlier, my description of a god would be pretty similar. Pretty similar. If you need a reminder of what you said earlier, you said a god is someone that is loving, someone that brings life to things around them, someone that creates, someone that brings energy. Does that sound right to you?
Oh yeah, and that's
Yeah.
still along the lines of everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just that I feel like as humans, we we don't really exert that. You said you 40, right?
Yeah.
This is a stretch of a thing to ask and could probably escalate things quickly. Could probably make you arrange your emotions. It could make you mad. It could make you upset. It could make you all these things.
Brother,
But
there is nothing outside of me that can make me feel any type of way. If I want to feel a way, I will feel that way.
yeah, of course you
Say,
will. That's how emotions work. That's how
say
emotions
what
work.
you need to say. What you gotta say, brother. Don't worry about what I would say. Just say what's on your heart.
Sure, sure. What type of stuff you seen?
I've seen life. I've seen death.
Yeah,
I saw
but
on. I've seen off,
if you
and
were
I've
to like, if you were to go over some like horrible things you've seen, what would you say?
the most horrible thing. The
Not
most
necessarily the most, but just something to grace over, something to dance
people
around.
people not realizing that they are a god. That's the most horrible thing ever.
You got anything else, or that's it?
Oh, that's the top. I gave you
Mm-hmm.
the top.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you the first in line.
Uh-huh.
If I mean anything else would be secondary.
That's fine. You don't have to care if it's secondary or not. Just tell me how you feel.
I just did.
You
People
only
not
care. You only care about the top.
well, with the first
You
shall be as the
you only care.
last.
You only care about the top of your list. That's what you saying.
Excuse me. The first
My
shall
apologies.
be as the last.
Yeah, the Alpha and the Omega. So sounds awfully similar to someone I know, but I don't really think he needs to be brought up. I just feel that perhaps wouldn't be really necessary, at least in your eyes.
I mean, you bring up whatever you feel. You talk
Yeah,
about whatever you want.
I would. Yeah, I
I live
would.
on this earth
Yeah,
long enough to speak the language of you, and if not speak the language of you, at least know that I need to understand your language. So you say
yeah.
whatever you feel, brother.
All right. Well, I'll tell you right now. Personally, I don't agree with that whole entire "we are gods" thing. Personally, I don't agree with that at all.
Well, that's fine.
Um. Yeah. That Alpha and the Omega thing sounds awfully similar to something a man of the past said. A man of the past that also claimed to be God in the flesh. And so,
You said a man of the past.
yes, a man of the past, he ain't alive no more. Well, I mean, he
Okay.
is, just not in the way that we would think of alive in the first idea that comes to mind.
Uh, well, that's fun too. You're
Yeah,
saying a lot of fun stuff tonight.
yeah. I'm a little tired, but I still got something.
Oh man, don't describe yourself as that.
Nah,
You,
I'm awfully tired. I've been awfully tired for a while.
oh
You
man,
know,
but you'll be all right, brother.
yeah, sure I
Hey,
will. You
hey,
know, I'm sure.
may the well of life crack open in your spirit like it has with me.
Well, thank you. I feel like it definitely has, but I feel like there's also a lot of other things to think about. Listen, my life hasn't been too pretty. And you said earlier, as I'll repeat once more, that gods are loving things. Gods are things that create, gods are things that bring life, bring energy. I already said we don't I already said I just feel like humans don't really do that a lot. And honestly, I think I'm gonna stand on that for a while, like a pretty long time. I feel like we can still bring that. It's just that we don't bring that a lot for real. Like,
Let me
um,
let me ask you something.
yeah, sure. If you want me to
What's the
speak about my
longest?
past, I'll go
What's
into
the
that. But
longest? I don't need to ask you about your past because it's all happening right now, right here
yeah,
in front of me.
I'm about to go over it anyways.
What's the longest you think you can stand for physically?
You're saying 2 feet
24.
on the ground, nothing else.
Yeah, 2 feet on the ground, nothing else. What? A day?
Probably.
2 days?
Um,
What
I'll
you
try
think?
to think. I
Three
think like
days?
3 days. That's a stretch. I think I might be able to do it, but I don't really like to think of myself as strong too much. Well, I mean, I
Okay.
do, but um,
Well,
honestly,
I asked you that to say this that you can stand on whatever you like, but eventually you're gonna have to lay down.
of course, absolutely, rest is necessary no matter what.
All right.
Rest is honestly more beneficial than the work at
And
times.
see, I want you to understand that I'm not standing on anything. I'm laying down having this conversation.
That's
I'm
nice.
relaxed.
Yeah, I'm currently in bed right
Feet
now.
kicked up. I'm feet kicked up.
Uh, hold on. Real quick. Someone just asked why I talk bad about myself. I
Well,
feel
you
like I
should go
should go
talk to
into
them
that.
in the comments. Hey, brother, I love you.
Yeah, yeah, me
Peace to
too.
you.
Yeah, trust
All
me.
right.
I try to love everybody. I'm not trying to
Don't
drag
try,
this out a
brother.
little
Just
too
do.
much.
Don't try, brother. Just do. Just do. Jamel, my bad. Jamel. Peace, balance, love, and light. All
Yeah.
those good vibrational words. What's up with you, Jamel?
Hey, nothing, man. What's going on?
Man, everything is everything, God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts. I don't know how good my connection is, man, but guess what? You remind me of me, bruh.
I should, brother. Because
You do?
the spirit is very familiar. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Facts. I'm sitting here, yo, I don't even do TikTok, but I just jumped on here and I was strolling and I got to listen to what you were saying, bruh. If the world think like you and me, the world would be a better place, bruh.
To a
Because
certain extent, wouldn't it?
what people fail to realize, when you find God, you will find yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But people they read that. I ain't down in no religion, but they get caught up in that religion thing that they forget. You know what I'm saying? They that's all they want. That's all they need. And I ain't saying it's wrong, but at the same time, you got to elevate your mind.
Yeah, bro. You gotta let a flower be a flower, bro. Like
True
like
indeed, true indeed.
what would you or me look like going up to a rose and be like, Rose, why the fuck you got all them thorns on you? You know what I mean? Like that, we would look silly, wouldn't we?
Hey, but people do that every day.
Exactly. Trying to trying to beat actuality into their own reality.
Right, I understand. I don't overstand. I understand. I feel you,
Understand
man.
all that good shit.
Yeah, I just wanted to get on your live and let you know, bro. I'm everything you saying. I'm with you 100%. I follow you, bro.
Hey, bro, I love you, brother. Thank you so much
Man,
for
I love
coming
you
up and
too. Hey, guys, stay up, stand on our 10. No matter what, just keep pushing. Just keep
after.
pushing.
Hey, bro, I gotta keep on moving. That's the law of the universe.
That's
Yo,
right. Motion.
motion. Yo,
That's
peace to you,
right.
God.
Peace.
Yo, that was our beautiful brother, God Jamel. Somebody said, "Walk on water." I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. Yo. I'm walking on water. It's nice. The wind's blowing. Come on out here with me. I'm doing it now, man. Y'all try to make it seem like everything is physical. It's all physical this, physical that, physical this, physical more. But you forget that with every physical, there is the equal metaphysical. Sometimes a overshowering metaphysical. Sometimes, most times actually. Y'all do know what metaphysical means, right? It means beyond physical boundaries and beyond the laws of nature and that type shit. And there's other types of physicals too. They got pataphysical, paraphysical, but all you think about is physical. Talking nonsense. If you feel like I'm talking nonsense, then you could swipe a dipe. I don't I don't care. If I'm talking nonsense, then hey, let it be nonsense to you. Let it be a foreign language to you. Cause you're not from where I'm from. Right. It's common sense. So, bro, we don't. We don't. Common sense ain't that common, bro. Right now, we talking spiritual sense. And if they ain't got the spirit to hear it, then shit. What can we do? Yo, if I catch a flight over to a foreign country that never even heard of English, I can't find myself getting mad because I chose to go in there. I can't find myself being like, oh, why don't you motherfuckers speak what I'm talking? Why don't you? Yo, give me a menu with pictures. Let me smell it. uh, uh. So I'm not gonna fault them. They hopped on the wrong flight. Yo, bro, you landed in the wrong country. We're not speaking your language. And if you're going to stay here, you should probably try to get acclimated with the space. You should, in fact, it would be in your best interest if you seek to find understanding in this space to become acclimated with it, not fight against it. What are you, American? No, I'm playing. What are you, American? Uh, why do you believe we are all gods? First of all, I don't believe it. I know it. And second of all, I mean, if we're going to use God as the highest vibrational state that we can describe in the Western Hemisphere, then I'm going to use that to describe us and what we are, because we are the highest vibrational state within the West, within any hemisphere. We are. That's what we are. We are it. Because if you know how the universe works, you realize there is no here without a there. And here is described into relationship with there. So without here, there can be no there. Without there, there can be no here. Without God, there can be no us. Without us, there can be no God. So all these things wrap up into a tightly woven ball you would call the universe or life. And it's all happening not only simultaneously, but mutually as well. Which goes to say that the trees need me and I need it. The bees need me and I need it. The clouds need me and I need it. The sun needs me and I need it. The earth needs me and I need it. God needs me and I need it. So that puts everything around me on a mutual playing field, kind of like it should be in your own personal relationships. You see how simple this shit is? When you find yourself within self, when you find God within God, when the outside meet the inside, this is what we call synchronicity. And only within seeing the synchronicities is when we can really experience life. Hello, aren't you living in the synchronicity of the universe? Or don't you don't see that as well? Who is the shady character? You. You're the shady character. Come out from behind there. We see you. Wearing the Atlanta hat backwards. We see you. Get out from behind there. goodness. But see, when you really, it's not till you really start to accept the oneness of all things when you can really start to see yourself. See, the young brother got on here earlier and says, yeah, I'm still trying to figure myself out. Well, you haven't you haven't seen the oneness between you and the outside world. That's why you're still trying to figure yourself out. See, had you found out the connection between you and the outside world, you'd just be trying to figure out the universe, like most of us are. Really trying to get a GPS location on the universe, like most of us are. When talking about real spirituality, you know how y'all like to do call up on ancestors and pull out crystals and shit and do sages and all. Yeah, that's what, when you find yourself doing that, meditating and shit. But see, when you don't find, and when you haven't found yourself, you still be looking at the world in terms of war. You still be looking at the world in terms of politics and religion. You still be looking at the world in terms of separation, money and shit, money and shit, rich versus poor, black versus white. You see, I gotta cut that dualism shit out. I gotta cut that shit out. I should pop your hand. I gotta cut that shit out. I should pop your hand every time you go to mention some dualistic shit. I should pop your hand. But nah, that's how you like it. I ain't gonna do it. Yo, peace, guy. What's good? Okay, let's get the Angel Comunes. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Angel Comunes. Peace to you.
Hey man, what's going on, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing amazing.
I love to hear it. That's beautiful. I'm glad for you.
How
So,
are you?
what would you like to talk about, brother?
I don't know where this is going to be a good conversation. Where do you get the concept? I mean, I guess anyone could have the same concept of we are gods. So where did this first originate for you? If you don't mind me asking.
It originated from source.
hmm Because
From all of existence. That's where it
so,
originated from.
so even before I've done psychedelics. So let me start off with some psychedelic talk because psychedelics really opened up
Oh man, here we go.
on
We
some
got
new age.
we got another person using tools to fix their cars and want to talk about it. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I'm just saying that this is what opened my eyes about the new age stuff. So we're all vibrations, we're all one, we're all the universe. So that's my thought on that.
Right. But you realize you don't need any form of psychedelic experience to experience what I'm telling you right now. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you realize that. But go on.
No, so my thing is just a lot of someone's thoughts come from something that's triggered them or gave them a certain trauma. So, that's why I asked you in the beginning, where did this come from to you? And,
I already told you.
we can sugarcoat and say, well, I've always had this since I was born and this is just a part of me,
But I've told you already.
Yeah.
Did I not tell you? Do you remember what I told you?
You said that you kind of just said it's always been with you and it's
No,
always
I did not say that. See, you've heard that answer so much that you kind of just think that's what people are going to say. That's what people are going to say. I said it's source. That thing that you would call God, or that thing I would call oneness or the all. That's what reminded me of me.
Yeah. Which is the source is
Everything. You're reminding me of it now.
Yeah.
Little do you think.
The source.
Right.
So you don't have an actual pinpoint of what, triggered you to have that certain thought?
I
Or
just said you. Aren't you a pinpoint? I just use you as a pinpoint.
but before
Could
me,
you
you
not?
have to. Correct. That is
Okay.
correct. But before me, before I ever existed, before I ever came to you to make you say or pronounce my last name, because you hadn't pronounced my last name before until about a
How do
few
I
minutes
pronounce your
ago.
last name?
You said Camuñas,
I'm gonna
right?
say it. I'm gonna say it real slowly, okay? Just so
Camuñas.
you ready? Your
Mhm.
last name is because y'all like to play these games, so I'll play it with you.
Yeah.
That was a good game. That was fun, right? Any other games you would like to play with me?
Let's see. Let me think of a good one. Car beeps.
Yeah, because car, people drive cars.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's what they do.
So let's dissect this though.
Come on, man.
Besides
Come on,
besides the
man.
source, I want to know about something. Give me something
I'm
very
not going to give you anything because you
serious.
already have everything.
Okay,
Why
but
would I give you anything and you already have everything? There's nothing I can
I
give
know I
you.
have everything, but I want to know what's you. I don't want to know what's me. What is in your mind that lets you think that I have everything? I want to understand that. Because
Because
if
you're,
your comeback,
because you're, go ahead.
I was
Go
going to
ahead.
say, if your response is that I have everything I need, so I don't need to ask you questions, then what is the point of this?
Bing. Now the microwave is going off. Now we can get that hot pocket out. What is the point of you coming up here right now when you already have everything you need? What is the point of you coming up here and questioning me on my divinity and the way I see the world when you already have eyes to witness the world of yourself for yourself? What is the point of that?
Mm.
Are you trying to get your spiritual rocks off in some sort of way to make you feel better?
Ah, ah. You believe in that coexist. So if I wanted to believe that rocks make me better, it would be me because it's me. Is that your type of mentality? If I wanted to believe that the picture that I'm reading right now, we are gods, that becomes my God. Is that me? Is that the source? Anything that I see the bottle of water in front of me, that now becomes the
Yeah,
divine entity that makes me
absolutely.
flourish.
Absolutely. Do you know what water is?
Well, we need it to survive, I'll tell you that.
I know it. I know it. Don't you need life to make more life?
In the
Don't you
physical
need
way.
life to make more life?
Well, if I eat a bunch of cigarette sticks made by life, I'm not going to live too long. I'll tell you.
Then you're gonna have cancer gut. You're gonna have cancer gut and cancer butt, and then that cancer is gonna close you shut. I want to sit around and have these silly, super silliest conversations. Get to the real shit.
Okay,
Yo,
hello, buddy.
Shiraz, peace to you. What's good with you, brother?
Okay, likewise. Mr. Sirius, is that your name or city?
Serious, but you can call me brother if you have trouble pronouncing it.
Okay, no worries, buddy.
Okay.
So you're appealing to your own desire, yeah?
I'm sorry, I did not understand you. Could you say that again?
Or you appealing to your desire, yeah?
I'm building to my desire.
No, appealing.
I'm appealing to my desire.
Yes, you go based off
Oh,
that one.
if I have no desires, brother.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You don't want
What what
family?
what do I need desires for when I already have everything I need? I desire nothing.
What do you mean you have everything you need?
I have everything I need. Look at my
What
life.
does
I
that
even have I
entail?
even have you right now for great company. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, good for you, but what does that entail for you?
What does that entail for me? That I am so
Yes, that you have
that
everything. Yes.
that
What
I
does that mean?
what does that mean? Is what that means is that life has been given to me to experience it in such a way that I always find joy in everything.
Why are you sounding very scary, man?
Oh, you think I'm scary? Roar. Did that scare
No,
you?
no, not like that. Not like
Roar.
that scary. More like
Roar. Boo. Yeah.
not
Am I
that's
scaring you now? How about
no, no.
now?
Okay, buddy. Okay. Not like that. More
Grow
like
up.
you
Grow
sounding
up and
like
have a
a
real conversation.
okay,
Why
okay,
don't you?
okay, buddy. Okay. More like you sounding like very slow, very, very weird. No?
You see, my lower self want me to be like, you sound viddy viddy, but I'm not going to do it. Yo, get back in your corner, lower self. I know what he's doing, but you get back over there. You get your ass back over there. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna let him make a fool of himself. Right? Right. Let's get the next beautiful person going back up here. User. Yo, peace, balance, love, and light. Yo, user, welcome to Godtalk.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
How you doing, beautiful brother?
Good, good. How's everything?
Man, everything is so amazing. Life is just life, you know?
That's nice to hear.
You know, I breathe it in and flowers come out,
That's nice to hear.
right? So what you
So,
want to talk about, bro?
no, it's up to you.
Oh,
Welcome to
it's up
God
to
Talk.
me. Okay.
What is it about God? God talking.
What is it about God talking?
Yeah. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, everything, which I've been discussing. Is there something about everything you would like to talk about?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's
Okay.
you who would question it. So,
Well, I have no questions, my brother. I have posed no questions.
so it's just that you don't believe, and that's it.
Do you see a question mark on any of this prompt I have up here?
Nope.
That's right, because everything I'm saying it with authority. You know what authority means?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that being that I'm saying it with authority, that means I'm the author of this statement. So I'm not questioning what I have to give. I'm giving it.
So you said, "Welcome to God Talk. We're all gods." So you're God.
We are, as we all are.
So God is the creator and you created your own self?
If you like that type of t-shirt, you like that t-shirt? Putting a t-shirt on God, that's his creator. You
Make
like
it
that? How does
make
God look with that t-shirt that you put on that just says creator, and he can be nothing else? It can be nothing else except for your
So
creator.
brother, I have a question. How do you
Oh,
think this universe was made or created?
how do I think of?
Was it created or
Listen,
what happened?
listen real closely to this answer because I do not want you to get lost. Okay? This is a
I'm
very
not lost.
extensive, uh question that needs your total attention. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. How the universe was created. 1 + 1 = 2.
That's it?
See, you weren't listening. And you weren't listening. You weren't listening.
That's right. No, for
Any other
example,
questions you would like to ask
do you, go-
that you probably won't
do
listen to the
you
answer on?
think do you really believe that science thing, like Big Bang or things like that?
Oh, believe in it. Why do I have to believe in it when
Like
I
not
know
believe it,
that
but
the
do you
Big
think
Bang
that?
is happening now? I know that the Big Bang is happening right
Yeah, but
now.
it's like a
I don't
question.
have
It's
to
like
believe in
how
something
come? Like
that I witness right
where was
now.
like Big Bang? Like where was it before?
It's
Like what
happening
happened?
within you right now.
How how is that happening within me, bro?
You have to know the way your body works to understand what a Big Bang is in the first place. Now, wouldn't
Yeah, but it's like everything. Like how come life would come from non-life?
you?
That's how.
Whoever said anything about non-life? Oh, you did. You did. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because you're thinking about linear time, right? You're thinking about like beginning and ending, and how there's nothing before the beginning and there's nothing after the ending. Are you thinking about like that?
Yeah, exactly. Like what would happen?
Oh, okay, okay.
What
So that
happened
goes
to
to
us?
tell me that you're not living in the spirit of God to even fathom what I'm thinking, what I'm talking about right
Yes. So what would happen to us if we die?
now.
We just
Well,
die.
you'd end up right here, right
We
now.
just end up to the ground, and we're not
You'd end
gods
up right.
anymore.
You'd end up right here, right now, going through the same shit you're trying to go through
So that's
right
it.
now.
We
Still trying to find God.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we end up the God stage.
Hey, brother. Hey, I'm not here to tell you what you want to see. That's up to you and how you want to create the universe for you. You feel me? I'm not here to. Hey, if you ever been to a bar? I mean, you ever been to a friend's house and you be like, "Oh, what you drinking on?" And be like, "Oh, I got this bottle of this such and such liquor," and you be like, "Pour me some." He be like, "No, you pour your own poison. I'm gonna let you pour your own poison out how you create in the universe when you die. You pour that up, and sip it real slow."
They're telling me I should pour my own poison.
Absolutely, you've been doing it all the while anyway. Why sit back and allow me to do it for you? Will you put that type of
Well, we have a conscience that tells us that things are right and wrong, right?
that's what you've chosen for yourself. Once again, you have a bunch of nice clothes in your closet, don't you?
No, we don't have a conscience because we chose it. That's not true. It's
Brother,
because somebody
if
gave it to
you
us.
if you choose, brother, I want you to understand that consciousness is everything. It's not given. It's always been. It it compartmentalizes itself to create another space within consciousness, but that compartmentalization still lies off the properties of the main consciousness that you're trying to experience. Oh,
I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know.
you don't know if that makes sense. Once again, you gotta stop thinking linear, buddy. But hey, I love you, brother. Let me get to the next beautiful person. All right, you
So, do you choose if, let's say, somebody gets shot or you shoot somebody? Let's say.
I would never shoot somebody. Why are you trying to put me in a
No, no, I'm just
situation
saying, but
where I am shooting someone? Why can't you say you're shooting someone? Since you're bringing it up, you might be the person to shoot someone. So
okay,
why don't you say if I shoot someone?
why wouldn't you shoot somebody?
No, you're the one that's doing it. You're bringing up the situation where someone gets shot. You're bringing it up. Say, what if I shoot someone? You say it.
Do you think that's
Say,
right?
hey, brother, if this is what's in your space to shoot someone, I am not here to judge you on you shooting someone. But what I am going to say is, you make your bed, you sleep in it.
Bruh, come on, man.
See, he don't like that. He don't like that that I'll sit back and say that I'm not going to judge you for shooting someone. I'm not going to sit here and
No, but
condemn you for doing that.
the way
What
you're
I am
talking,
going to say to you, whatever punishment that is fell within front of you, may you
relax,
be man
relax,
enough to deal with it.
relax, bro. Relax.
I'm very much relaxed.
No,
But
you're
what I
just
want
relaxed, bro. Relax.
I'm very much relaxed.
No,
But what I want you to
you
understand
doesn't
is
seem relaxed, bro. Well, if
what I
somebody's
want you to
making a point,
understand is that you're trying to create a space, excuse me, you're trying to create a space where good and evil is on your own playground. And I'm not playing where you're playing.
yeah, because you have free will, obviously.
Right.
But who gave you that?
Brother, once again, matter of fact, I said right to that. I did not mean to say that right to I have free will. Because the way I feel, there's nothing free will or predetermined. That's the way I feel. It's all just unfolding right in front of our face, kind of like a fork in the road, and you decide to take this route or this route. It's all just unfolding right in front of our face. So I wouldn't even call it free will or predestined. Is there any other playground you would like to get me to play on so I can dance your little game
Anything?
of
No,
being a
I'm not.
humanoid?
I'm not playing no game. Never. I would
Oh,
never do
yes,
that.
you are. Little do you know you're playing a very special game for very special little boys.
Oh, I'm playing that game for you,
But
maybe.
hey, I stopped playing those type of games because you're playing it for yourself. But I do appreciate you. I do love a good gamer. When I see you guys on YouTube giving out all the secrets, I do like that. But peace to you, brother.
Yeah, but the way you got angry when I was making a point.
Now he's gonna try to make it seem as if I was angry. You see that? You see how people get triggered because you have a certain amount of passion in you to describe something so precisely that they would even describe it as anger. That's called gaslighting. Let me get to the next beautiful person. Isabella. Isabella. I'm sorry, I watched Encanto earlier, so yo, Isabella, peace to you. What's good, sis?
Peace to you. Everything is good. Everything is everything. Um, there's no good and evil. There's just up and down, right?
There, and up and down ain't even up and down if you look hard enough. It's just where you are.
Yeah. It's just where you are. I've been trying to. Okay. Well, I don't like the word try. How whenever did you ever have a point in your life where you used to have mixed emotion?
Absolutely. When I was serving two masters.
Oh, serving two masters.
Yeah. That's when
That
we
makes sense.
have mixed emotions, when we serve two masters.
Mm-hmm. How did you and so the one master is yourself, right? That you need to serve the God inside of yourself?
We would like to think so, right?
The spirit, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
What I don't know what to I mean, do you
It's all right. So we have all right. Okay. So it's spirit. It's the spirit, and this is just me trying to explain it in terms where I can break it down for you. Right?
Yeah.
There's the spiritual, and then there's your human form of you, your physical form of you.
Mm-hmm.
That physical form of you is only drawn to things of the physical. The spirit form of you is only drawn to things of the spirit. If at any point you start serving you start serving the physical side of you, that spiritual shit you don't want to hear, nor do you even want to fathom, and you probably might turn your nose up at it. You might even get offended by it. The same way as if that spiritual side of you sees the things of the physical, be like, oh no, that ain't it. But you cannot serve two masters. You can't sit in the middle and be like, oh, well, I like some things physical and I like some things spiritual. I like some things because then you're going to confuse yourself. And when it comes to a situation where you have to think physical or spiritual, now you're at a crossroad.
Okay. Okay. That made sense. It's just, and my ego right now is wanting to try to bring, like, okay, in relationships, you know how you have to be physical to create to create a child, to have a family, you have to be physical with someone to actually, I don't even know if that's true. There might be a way, because in the Bible, that was even a thing. So, but do you know what I'm getting at? Like there's a point where you blend the two together, or is that just my ego trying to make up stuff?
You
Trying
see,
to
once you choose one side, the spirit will all right, let's say if you should choose the flesh, right? The flesh, right? The fleshly side of you, the carnal mind of you. After enough telling the spirit no or judging the spirit will sooner or later try to fall in line with what the physical side of you wants, or vice versa. If you go with the spirit enough, sooner or later the whole body will be drawn to what the spirit needs. It's a practice. It's a daily walk. It's a daily walk. Every breath must be attended to and accounted for because it will in the end anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do the work now? Pick the side now you want to take accountants for,
Mm-hmm.
and not let the other not be drawn between the two. You see, that's most of our problem now. We keep talking about up and down, up or down, in or out, that we won't even take the time to see where we are within that space, and that's allowing us to be separate, to see the up or down.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then once you identify what's keeping you from seeing the up and down, what is usually keeping you from one, you know what I'm trying to ask you? What is it usually? Is it different for everyone, or do you think that there's like a thing that everybody trips up on?
Uh, you know what everyone trips up on the most
What?
is truly, truly pride.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
That's what everyone trips up on the most. Their ego being wounded, the fear of losing something, the fear of losing out, the fear of not having.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
Mm-hmm.
pride based shit. And that pride comes from the ego.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what takes people out of the spirit, because the world is so shiny, right? There's so many shiny things they get caught up in, like cars and clothes and fancy vacations and hotel resorts and bottles of champagne and room service. There's so much shiny shit to be caught up in, but not too many places for you to get caught up in within spirit. Those places you really have to search for. So what do we have? A world where everybody's, or we really start to look like, yo, this isn't what's up. This isn't what's real. This isn't what's true to the spirit. This is the point where you and I start seeing things from a spirit based view versus a physical view, a carnal mind view. This is the same place Jesus or Buddha was. So this is why I say to you, you can't serve two masters, sis.
Yes.
You can't be like up or down. Because even God, even Jesus, if even Jesus could sit on a cross and be like, God, Father, forgive them, that was still a high place he was in, even in a place that you would perceive to be a bad space. It's always about where you are, not up or down, but just where you are in the blessings or the favors of the now. Facts.
Oh, facts, straight facts. So does that mean that once you are where you're supposed to be, I don't like the word supposed to be, but whenever you recognize who you truly are and where you actually are, does the whole emotional dysregulation and type of stuff, does that stuff just go away because you're so
No, it's it, what's
sane?
it's what makes you.
What do you mean?
Since this earth couldn't be the earth without a whole bunch of lava underneath it, in the center of it, couldn't be it without all that chaos.
Without all that what?
Chaos.
Okay, so I don't need to feel ashamed about it by any means.
No, you don't.
Okay. Well, I gotta
You
regulate it though. It needs to be
feel
regulated.
you feel ashamed if you haven't made atonement with it.
Atonement. What does atonement mean? Peace?
To be one with it and find the meaning of it and find God in it.
Oh, yeah. Fine. Yeah, because I keep seeing God in logic, and I try to with atheist people who don't believe in God, I try to like admire the logic that God gives them, but I haven't seen the beauty in the chaos part because I'm very chaotic. So I gotta start looking for God in
You
those
haven't
moments.
you haven't seen beauty in the chaos, huh? Well, you should look back and add it all up to where you are now.
Yeah, for real.
I guarantee you would see the beauty in it.
I agree. So, okay. Well then, okay. So let me just double check to make sure I understand you. Whenever there is no up and down for you, and you only have one master, does the chaos go away, or do you just it
Cha-
just doesn't take you over?
chaos, chaos will find you at that point. You don't
Okay.
have you don't even have to go looking for it. It'll find you so that you can overcome it. And then it won't find you anymore in that shape, form, or fashion. It'll come as something else. It'll come as another test, then another test, then another test. And then next thing you know, you're sitting on the cross saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
And but you never feel jaded?
We all feel jaded sometimes, sis. But
Okay.
even though I feel jaded, I don't let that deter me, nor does that put me in a space where I'm going to fall to another master.
Mm-hmm. Right.
In
Well,
fact,
go
may
ahead.
that may that jade, may that feeling of being jaded give me the ability to go out there and witness more.
Mm-hmm. Let it drive you.
Absolutely.
What do you do with you have a family, so you stay busy, I know. But before you had a family, what kind what did you do to serve the one master? Like what kind of stuff did you do?
Oh man, no, before my family now, like my with my wife and all that, I literally all I did was study.
Mm,
Whether that be in books or whether that be in nature or whether that be within the silence of myself, all I did was study. And not only study information, but study my thoughts to see how
mm,
I was cultivating my world. I spent a lot of time alone. A lot of time alone. I think I told you before, I spent 30 days one time in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very important that all of us do that self journey within to find out what is our true purpose of being. You know, and that's what I was doing, sis. Like every step in this journey, whether I realized it or not, was to get me here.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be before my family or during my family, I was all still doing the same thing. Being with the spirit meant for me to truly be.
And there's no right way to do it except to be honest with yourself.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
Not only with yourself, but with others as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I've heard you say an eye, like you were, I didn't hear the full context of the conversation, but I've heard you talk about an eye for an eye. I guess they say that in the Bible. Is is that something that people you go by, or is that depending on like the situation?
No, that's something that I feel like in this world, if we are to have some sort of justice, that's
Mm-hmm.
the way we would go, and that's only because people are not willing to turn the other cheek.
Mm.
That's my code of ethics, to turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek. Well, I'm glad that you shared that you were alone a lot, because I definitely feel like I need to be alone in this time of my life, and it just that's not really, they don't call that norm, that's not really normalized for some reason, being alone.
You know, you know why it's not normalized? Because they don't want you to find yourself.
Yeah.
If you have a whole bunch of noise around you, how will you ever concentrate? This is the reason why they put you in a public school with 30 other kids around you, and 15 of them has been diagnosed with ADHD. They can't sit still.
Have you heard the truth about ADHD and autism, that kind of thing? How it's like, I heard autism is actually people who are like spiritually gifted. They're transmuting energy or something whenever they stim. But have you heard anything about ADHD? Like I don't know if you've heard anything on that, because I'm still trying to figure that out.
No, I just threw a mental disorder out there. Hey, you pretty much heard the same thing I heard, but you know, it pretty much all stems along the same thing, you know, not really knowing what what people truly are. You know, it's funny we have all these doctors out here that'll try to describe a a function in someone's brain as being an illness because it's not along the lines of normalcy.
You
You know,
know.
when the doctors themselves even say out loud that they don't understand consciousness, nor do they understand how the human brain works.
Yeah. It's
Very amazing.
it frustrates me, but I try to not think about it, because I'm I just got to focus on serving one master with every breath. And
Yeah.
you were saying, were you, whenever you were saying that's why they put you in a room with other kids, who do you mean by they? Like the what do you mean by they?
The quote unquote government
Okay.
and the quote unquote people who um serve out the agenda of the 1%. But you know, that's a whole nother topic of conversation. But
Yeah.
Isabella,
Yeah, I'll let you
I
go.
appreciate it. I love you.
Thank you for chatting with me. I love you, serious.
Peace to you, sis.
Peace.
Yeah,
Bye.
that was our beautiful sister, Isabella. Y'all should hear my daughter say that. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, Liz Murphy. Gayazi, I see you. Everybody in the queue. If you be patient with me, I promise you I will get you up here. I promise you.
Hey, how are we tonight?
Peace, sister. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I actually just went to Disney on Ice this weekend and watched Encanto. So I got to see Isabella on ice skates, and it was wonderful.
I love Encanto. I really do.
I do too. I mean,
But
I be talking about Bruno. I'm just saying, you
hey,
know.
you gotta talk about Bruno. You got to.
But
But what
anyways,
would you
how are
like to
you
talk about?
tonight?
Oh, sis, I'm always amazing. Everything is always beautiful. And you,
Ooh, so I'm transitioning into a weird space.
if you like it weird, then you'll have it weird.
That
You know
is
what I mean?
certainly true.
Yeah, you little weirdo. You little weirdo. It's
You
okay.
know,
It's
I'm
okay.
I'm landing in my weird now, so.
And there's nothing wrong with that. At
And
least
in
you
the
can find
quiet. I'm
freedom.
landing in the weird and the quiet.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with being what you would call weird. They would have described Jesus as being weird, you know? Funny thing. Funny enough, right?
Oh, certainly. Sorry, my
Right.
husband had wandered out of the room to go to the bathroom. That's why I got quiet for a minute. Because, you know, he's not
Oh.
on my whole weird yet, so I had to, you know.
Oh
But
yeah.
he went back to bed.
How's your husband doing? Is he okay?
Yeah,
You guys getting along good? You talking and being patient?
patience, I am.
Mm.
Talking, not yet.
You ain't shoving nothing down nobody's throat, are you?
Nope, I've left him
Mm.
alone.
There you go. How has that been working out?
It's quiet. It's real
It,
quiet.
quiet silence is not all bad, sister.
It's not. It's certainly not. Oh, but what I was gonna get at before I got distracted is that now that I'm landing and this is what is happening, and in the peace of it, I get like, you know, my body's, because I've only woke up like, what, 4 or 5 months ago now, so my body is still regulating like all of the time, all of the time. And I work in the public, so I'm around random energies and random things all of the time. So it's like at this point, you know, I'm like I'm in my piece and I'm in my head, or I'm playing a song in my head, and then like my spine starts vibrating, and it feels like almost like a spidey sense. And I'm like, "What is it, boy? What was it? What were we triggered about?" And most of the time, I don't even know what it was. I'm like, "Okay, well, girl, just breathe. Okay, we got this. It's fine. Even if we don't know, you know, just calm down. It's
Because
fine."
it never really mattered. It's kind of like you ever been in a traffic jam and then oh God, it got to be a terrible accident up there, and then you get up there
Yeah,
and it's just scratching his asshole, and you're like, what the fuck are we sitting around looking for? It's
yeah,
9 times out of 10, sis. It's never really nothing in the first place. It's just
yeah.
something that we're
Yeah,
all
that's
to
where
be
I'm at right
something.
now. Is trying to regulate my body's trauma responses. I guess it is. I'm getting
And to that I
triggered,
say,
triggered. You know.
surrender yourself to the traffic.
Oh, I've let go of the name of it. I've decided that the name doesn't matter. Whatever emotion that it is that my body's
Yeah.
feeling, it doesn't matter. Just let myself feel it and breathe through it. You know, and just
Yeah.
let it go. It's fine. The name doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have to have a name. Just feel it
It
and
doesn't.
release it.
Yes, it doesn't even have to have a name. And oh, that's so beautiful that you could just see it all as because it's funny. Like, um, you felt nervous before, right?
Every day. Most of the days.
And
Yes.
and 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 what does that feel like? It's like the butterflies in your stomach. Your hands get sweaty. You may get a little, a little sweat,
Ooh,
on
no,
your
I
forehead.
may be feeling trauma response then, because mine are more like bees pounding the sweat out of a drum. It's more so mine may be a little more trauma than anxiety, but mine's a little more abrupt, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I mean, but I bet your joy hits the same way, does it not?
No, no, not what I'm feeling. What I'm feeling is it's got a lot more hang on the words.
Yeah, what I'm
Not
saying
vibrational
in a
frequency.
physical.
What
I'm
I'm
saying in a
feeling has
physical
more
sense.
vibrational force than happiness. Like happiness is like it's a smooth flow. And
I,
anxiety also can be a smooth flow.
right, but no, what I'm saying is the body feels the same. It's not necessarily the feeling,
Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
but
I
the
see.
body reacts
It's
the
just
same.
different extremes of it. I
Yeah,
see.
but your body reacts in the same way. So
Yes.
that goes to say your body is always going to have these reactions, and it's up to you to give that reaction a definition, like you would look at love and your heart would start pounding in a way, the same way you would look at fear and your heart would start pounding in a way, because you're giving your body a way to react to something, but it's still just going to do the same thing. As to say that all these things you're experiencing, it's all just you don't even need a name. It's just one thing.
See, I
And
take
it's
that back. You were exactly right. That's exactly my point, but I forgot my point inside of my point. That whatever I'm feeling at the time, mostly it lands on fear. Most of my bodily reactions, it lands on fear, and I have to calm myself down and remind myself that's just my body trying to protect itself, and that's it, and that's all, and I'm safe. That's where I'm landing at right now. Every day is just when I feel that vibration, I have to remind myself that I'm safe. And I don't know what trauma responsive caused it, and I've landed on it's a bad one, and I've landed on I don't want to know what it is that I've landed on. It doesn't matter, but that's okay too, that I can just feel it, and every time I feel it, be like, oh, okay, that's fear, and I appreciate you for protecting me, but I do not need you right now, so go ahead and go, you know.
I think that's a fun way to look at it, sis.
Well,
You know.
that's how I'm dealing with it for me right now, anyways. That's how my brain is rationalizing it at the moment. So here we are on an
And
adventure, you know.
but see, that sometimes we gotta draw it out, give it a face and a feeling, just so we can deal with it properly.
But
And I
I've
think that's
also found not to find guilt in it. But go ahead. I just had to throw it in.
yeah, no, don't never find guilt in the way you're feeling. It's how you're supposed to feel. It's like being guilty for using your eyes. What?
Yes, literally.
Like what? No. But sis, Liz, I appreciate you so much for coming to holler at me. Let me get to the next beautiful people. I love
No,
you, sister.
absolutely. Thank you for listening.
Peace. Yo, that
Peace.
was our beautiful sister, Liz. Let's keep it going. Hey, please don't spam the comments. I love you. I love you for being here. Thank you so much for being here, but please don't spam the comments. We got up Gayazi next after that, Ultra Distinct next after that, uh Serene Living. But yo, Gayazi, peace. What's good? What you got? Welcome back.
Good to see you, bro. So I want to talk about like the picture you got. So like for you, right? Do you think that this is just like a narrative that people use to explain, like consciousness and like choice and free will, or do you truly believe that like God is controlling everything and he like is Satan?
See, um, I'm not. you're explaining it like it's external,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not external for me.
So even if you say it's external, or you say it's internal, you're saying this is a story that you tell yourself or that humans tell themselves.
This is this is it is a story that humans tell themselves, and that
Okay, and is this
it's up to
unique to
them if they,
humans?
it's up to them if they truly want to hear the lesson behind the story. See, we all know the story of Little Red Riding Hood, and it's, in the Big Bad Wolf, right? But none of us really know the lesson behind it. We just continue to tell the story and story over and over again. We know the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. All of us know the lesson behind it. I mean, all of us know the story, but we don't really pay attention to the lesson behind it.
I
The
got you.
same way we continue to tell the story of Jesus over and over again. All of us know the story, but we don't know the lesson.
I got you. So like you say, your interpretation. Okay. So with that being said, is like if I don't agree with your interpretation, or if I don't believe what you say about the story, and I don't feel that internally, and you're saying I'm God, then like how do we agree as gods? Like how are we saying the same thing? If I'm saying God is external, you're saying God is internal.
How do we say the same thing?
Or how
Can
are we
you?
if we're both gods, which one of us is correct? That's what I'm saying.
Huh, if we're both God, then which one of us is correct? We're
Yeah.
both we're both correct. You see,
How?
you're picking a space in which I have to be wrong or you have to be right. When I'm telling you that your eyes are meant for you to see this world in such a way for you to gain an understanding that no one else can see it in. And I dare not tell you that you're wrong for using your eyes and your mind the way you want to depict God or existence or the world. I dare not
Okay.
tell you.
That's fair. But say for example, right? I didn't have eardrums, like I couldn't hear. And you said I could hear, and I told you, no, I literally like I can't hear what you're saying, even though obviously we're having conversation. But even if we extend that to a third party, say like Liam can't hear, and you're pointing at him and you're talking to him, he's not responding to, and you're saying he can hear me. So like which what like how we're not talking about something that's subjective or like how we view the world. We're talking about like objective facts. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Unless you don't
You're
believe
saying
in true objectivity. You do you not believe in true objectivity?
so we're gonna base God off of a conversation about Liam not being able to hear.
It's an analogy, yes, anecdotal, but we're taking the principle of something being true or not true is not always based on the subject
Well,
or the
let's
eye of
well
the
let's then
beholder.
let's then let's go deeper. Let's go
Hmm.
deeper.
Go ahead.
Although Liam may not be able to hear, he still has a form of communication. Now, let's say I stand outside of a window and you're in on the inside of the window and I can mouth words to you and wave things to you and you probably could understand if I do it long enough you probably understand what I'm talking about. So that in itself is a form of communication. That turns the eyes into being a listening tool.
Is that unique to humans, would you say? Like if you try to do that with an animal, could they understand like the exact message you're giving them?
Absolutely, if I do it enough. I can I
Uh,
can I
ooh,
can point I can if I point to a dog enough to its bed or its cage or or a space where it's designated to. If I point in that direction enough, sooner or later that dog is going to go over there, and I won't even have
I
to say
agree.
anything.
I agree because
We'll
dogs are
just have to
conditioned
think.
to be obedient towards humans. But take a lion, for example. Do you
Oh
think if
my
you try
God,
to
we're gonna
communicate
do
with a
another
lion
one.
long enough that it would start to understand your language, like the base of your language, not communication, but language itself? Would it understand? Or
Obviously,
sign
you've never
language?
obviously you've never watched a true lion keeper. Have you ever watched these guys?
You're talking about like zookeepers?
No, I mean like not a zookeeper, a person who keeps lions, specifically lions, because
Are you talking about like in a controlled environment?
it's almost a body language you have to have with a lion. It's almost a regal body language you have to possess to even
Yeah,
communicate with a lion.
yeah,
But that but
I'm
that
agreeing with the
communication
communication. I'm talking about language.
but that communication is still there. Yes, language is everything. Frequency is everything. Tone, tonality, it's everything. And your body language is a tone too.
Your body language is a tone to other creatures and yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, but I'm saying at the basis of language, or for example, the word like well, for example, let me think. Apple. I don't think no how many times you said apple to a lion that it would understand the word apple. Now, what you're saying is if you give it signs or body language, or if you present like a apple when you say it, then it's going to recognize that frequency or the sound as the thing that you're referencing. But in terms of what the word apple really means when you break it down, unless you're doing those extra things, I'm saying they
How
just
about
don't at a
this?
basic level understand apple.
Well,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
we finna have some fun right now. What is an apple?
An apple is a fruit.
What is a fruit?
A fruit is
We finna have
food that
fun
comes
now.
from the earth, sustenance.
Oh, what is sustenance?
I don't really think there's any point in going any deeper than that.
Oh, so are you gonna stop going? Because if you can't go any deeper, then that goes to say that you can't even tell me what an apple is.
No, I gave you pretty clear definitions of what it
You
is, but
said
I'm saying
you.
if you keep going into like, okay, what
Oh,
is a
brother.
quark? Like, what is a
What?
particle? What is a molecule? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It becomes a
Exactly.
pointless. It becomes pointless
Ex-
because
exactly.
you're not actually identifying things as they are. You're not using the
Exactly.
law of identity.
No,
Okay,
see, you want to use the law of identity because you are searching for identity. The same way, the same way police like to run up on you knowing you didn't commit a crime and ask you for your ID. Why? Because they love to ID things. Who are you? What are you doing here? You're spiritual police right now. You don't even realize
okay.
it.
I disagree, but
Okay, okay.
on the topic of God, right? I don't first of all I don't think that the Christian Bible is historically reliable text, so I don't really use it to like determine truth or not. But if you I don't know if you believe that the Quran or that scriptures are divinely inspired scriptures, but if we look at the Bible and if we look at the Quran, the type of like higher one or higher self talk is kind of, if you may not be realizing it, but you're kind of indulging in the lie that Satan said to Adam and Eve. So let me read you a little bit
And
of
what was that
scripture.
lie? What was
Okay.
the lie?
Then Satan tempted them in order to expose what was hidden of their nakedness. He said, "Your Lord has forbidden this tree to only prevent you from becoming angels or immortals." And he swore to them, "I am truly your sincere advisor." So he brought about their fall through deception. And when they tasted of the tree, their nakedness was exposed to them, prompting them to cover themselves with leaves of paradise. Then their Lord called out to them, "Did I not forbid you from that tree? And did I not tell you that Satan is your sworn enemy?" They replied, "Our Lord, we have wronged ourselves. If you do not forgive us and have mercy on us, we will certainly be losers." God said, "Descend as enemies to one another. You will find in the earth a residence and provision for your appointed stay." He added, "There you will live, and there you will die, and from there you will be resurrected." Now, before you respond, one important thing to understand about the Islamic paradigm is we don't believe in original sin. We don't believe that because Adam and Eve disobeyed God, that God like cast them out and that somebody had to pay for their sins. Adam was already told that he would be in charge of earth, and Allah taught him the name of all things. That's where language comes from, and that's what communication, like specific words and these things that we're not just breaking down to frequencies, but the actual root meaning and the actual meaning. Like when you get up, and you say, I want some cereal, you don't mean you want some air particles because it's all the same thing. You mean you want some cereal. You know what I'm saying? So these things that we're saying or that God is saying to Adam and Eve is not metaphorical. It's not like Adam and Eve, like Christians will say that it's just a like they believe in like specific evolution and all this type of stuff. It is not metaphorical. It's extremely explicit and it's extremely clear. God is telling you Satan is your sworn enemy. Satan is going to tell you if you basically worship yourself or if you worship knowledge, if you worship the soul, then you can become immortals or gods like or angels like God. So you are basically like unknowingly or maybe knowingly committing that sin. You are going so deep into spirituality that you now think
Okay.
yourself on par with the Almighty Creator.
Okay. You know what I think is amazing though, brother?
Go ahead.
Is that how your Bible says something completely different from my Bible. But
Talking
that's
about the
no fault
Quran,
of that's no yeah, yeah.
but
But
the
that's
Quran
no
is
fault
historically reliable.
but that's no fault of your own. That's no fault of your own, brother. I don't fault you. There are many books with many different gods out there. So I let me ask you this. You have a favorite football team too?
No,
How about a favorite food?
no.
You don't have a favorite food? Oh,
Not
you
really. I
just
like a lot of different foods. I have a favorite show. I can tell you my
oh.
favorite show.
Okay, well, what's your favorite show?
It's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay, well, beautiful, beautiful. And you choose that show over all other shows, huh?
I say I like it the most. It's not like I choose it or watch it more than other shows. I just like it
Mm.
speaks to me the most.
All right. The same way you're, and there may be other shows out there, but that one speaks to you the most, so you watch it the most. You know, and this is the
I
same
don't.
thing. And this is the same thing when we're talking about. Well, if it was a lie, you said it. This is the same thing we're talking about with
Religion.
spirituality or religion.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has their own thing. And there's nothing wrong with everybody having their own thing. It's when I come up and start telling you that JoJo's show is stupid. That shit's dumb as hell. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. The characters are dumb. And you
Yeah.
know what? You should probably try my show.
If you said that, right, guess what I would say? I would say, honestly, I think JoJo's has a lot of problems in it. If you tell me your show, I'll check it out and I'll see if I like it. But if you were to
Oh,
say my show tells you the truth about life, like we're talking about a science, like that's basically what we're comparing, right? Like a nature documentary, right? Talking about animals, literally showing these animals and explaining their lives. And then I said, JoJo's is actually more accurate when it comes to animals because it shows a dog with a super mystical power. It's like,
mm,
okay, I may like JoJo's more, it may speak to me more, but what thing is more based in reality and fact? You know what I'm saying? People could think that the sun is God, but does that make the sun God? No,
okay.
the sun is finite, the sun is created, the sun, we
So
know
let me
scientists say
ask
the
you
sun
this.
is gonna burn out. So like even if something like, for example, people say, oh,
It,
being a Christian makes me a better person. That's all right, but that doesn't make Christianity true.
I like that you said based in reality and fact.
Yeah.
So are you telling me right here, right now, that the book that you're talking about, the Quran, is based on reality and fact?
Yes.
Okay.
It has the most historical, scientific, and spiritual reliability of any scripture that's ever been written.
Of
There's an oral
any
tradition.
of
Yep,
any
yep.
scripture? Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, so
There you go. Shouting out your favorite TV show again.
no, no, no. We mean his favorite TV show. Okay, tell me. Okay, tell me one other. Wait, tell me one other book that has people who right now can tell you, can recite it to you from the beginning to the end. Tell me one that has manuscripts from the person who spoke the revelation from that time. You can't do it. The Church of Nicaea, they're the ones who came up with the Trinity 400 years after the death of, after the unalivement of Jesus Christ. So, and even in the first manuscripts that you have of the New Testament. That's 200, 300 years after the unalignment of Jesus Christ. So
And
if you're taking
let me
these,
ask you this.
yeah,
Let me
yeah,
ask
go
you
ahead.
this. Let me ask you. You know the way history works, right?
Yeah, of course.
That history goes to the victors, not the losers. And we also know that there are many forms of spirituality that was wiped off the face of the earth due to wars and people very caught up in their religious beliefs, just wiped off the face of the earth. You do realize this, right? So who
Nah, not
so
really.
who's to Oh, you don't? Okay, well you should,
No,
like I
no, no,
said,
it's
you
not.
should.
If we're to an extent, like, let me tell you. So, unless we're talking about a complete, like, getting rid of an entire people, that's what it was called a G-side. Remember when I was telling you about the kids in Palestine that you compare it to like a fish eating a bear eating a fish? It's like that basically, right? Where that's the only instance you could talk about that. But for example, the Native Americans, I don't know if you know this, but they believed in the ultimate great master spirit, which is a supreme reality that is the creator of the heavens and the earth. They did not believe that they were gods. They believed that there was one creator. So you can look this up, the master spirit. No, I got it.
Mm,
So they believed in the master spirit, right? So if you study
mm.
most religions on earth, and if you study most religions, they have bits of truth of them. I agree to you. Even pantheism, which I was trying to explain to you, the Quran says that we were all came from the singularity that the heavens and earth were one, and then Allah split them into two. But to claim that you yourself are God, or that you are everything and that everything is God, and you're not taking the real definition, and you're just basically saying like my definition is whatever I want it to be, and I think that this TV show, JoJo's a fictional thing, is more accurate than a nature like documentary. That's just nonsensical. It's just completely nonsensical.
It's
But
nonsensical. It's not.
yeah, yeah.
It's nonsensical to say exactly what it really is. I got you. It's nonsensical to say that every atom on the universe is created from the singularity. It's nonsensical to say that. It's nonsensical to say that every thought pattern or thought process comes from the same form of thought, the singularity of thought. It's nonsensical to say that, right?
No,
And it's
I'm not saying
nonsensical.
that. Where did the singularity
Well,
come from?
that's what you're
No, I said
basically
no, no. I
saying.
said God created the singularity. God
And you're
split. God
so
created the
you're
Big Bang,
saying you're
and God
saying God
sustains the Earth.
created
Yeah.
the singularity. I'm saying God is the singularity.
How does some okay? How did the singular does the singularity have a will? Is it
What
conscious?
whatever however you want to view the singularity is how you
No,
want
no,
to
no,
view it,
no, no,
brother.
no, no, no. I have a very specific understanding
The
of
the
how
most
how the universe came to be.
right,
I'm
and that's
asking you
why I
your
said,
belief.
and
I'm
that's
asking you
why
your belief.
I said I have no beliefs, brother. I don't deal with free will and predestined. I just realize that everything out here is energy. And see, you all like to put all these cages and boxes on consciousness. I dare not play that game with you.
Boxes on consciousness. To say that you're
Yeah.
conscious is putting a box on consciousness.
No, no,
To say I think where therefore I am
you would
is
like
to
for
put a
me,
box. To
you,
use words is to put a box on consciousness. Then why talk at
right.
all? If you
So
truly believe this, like
so
you're
I
up here
dare
and
not put, I
you're telling
dare
people
not
how to
put
interpret
any
their
more
thoughts,
words
like
on.
serious. You go live and people come to you and they start talking to you like whatever Jessica, sister Jessica, and you're helping them understand and like flow through their emotions and understand how their
I'm
thoughts are
not
like
helping
interacting with the
them.
word. Yeah,
They're
you
helping themselves.
okay,
I'm
sure.
not
You're
helping
mirroring.
them. They're helping
Mirroring. Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. But you're still giving advice. There's no way that you're saying that there's no sort of wisdom you're not imparting on these people. So you are putting boxes on consciousness. Earlier when I talked to you, or not when I talked to you, you talked about how somebody using exercises or telling people to use breath exercises are a-holes, and I'm saying that is an opinion. You are putting a box on that person.
I didn't tell
You said no. You
anybody
said
to
that person they
use
were being
any
a. You
breath
said that person's an a
exercise.
hole. You said that person's an a hole. You said this is a bit like oh like more or less what you said. If somebody is telling you that for you to calm down that you need to do these specific breath exercises when you can just breathe and that's what you do naturally, you're an a hole. Like when they're selling something to you like that. And these are boxes you're putting on consciousness. These are labels you're putting on other people. So by to say that all is God or that God is all, you yourself are using definitions or using your understanding to put a box on consciousness.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
putting a box on consciousness to say that all consciousness is refined to the singularity and that consciousness cannot be greater than the singularity and sustaining the singularity. I believe that God is the greatest thing ever that we should submit to. who is helping us through this life. You don't even to you when I said that people are being unalived en masse, right?
I'm
What we call a G
confused.
side. You said that's the same as a bear eating a fish. You're the one who doesn't really have a basis.
I I have no idea what you just said to me, and I promise
Okay,
you I was
okay.
listening. I
Okay, okay,
promise you I
listen,
was
listen,
listening.
listen, listen, listen. You are accusing me of putting a box on consciousness, right? You said I dare not put a box on consciousness. I
No,
said by
no,
limiting, okay, what did you say? Sorry. What did you say?
no, no. You first of all, you asked me a question that made me say I dare not put a box on consciousness because I said to you that consciousness is within all things, not just compartmentalized from space to space. That's why I say I dare not put a box on consciousness, to compartmentalize it when it's all connected.
Okay, and I said, this is what I said. I said I do not disagree that everything in some level is conscious and is interconnected. But when we were talking about the singularity specifically, you said the singularity itself is consciousness and the singularity is God. And I'm saying by making that statement that the singularity is God or that the singularity is conscious, you are therefore putting a definition, understanding, or a box on consciousness. And then you went on to say, I dare not put a box on consciousness, but that's exactly what you
Uh,
did. And then I extrapolated it to other instances of other things you've said, which
With
contradict your own belief system.
which even using words is putting a box on it, correct?
Yeah, and that's what you believe, but that's not what I believe. You
Absolutely.
believe
No,
that
no,
you believe it's
no,
all the
no.
same. I believe that there's a law of identity. We use words for a reason. An apple is an apple. We don't need to break it down into the quantum mechanics and the quantum particles that we can't even perceive just because you want to be deep, bro. Like we can be real. Like it's apple is an apple.
So now we're getting to it. Now we're finally getting to the space where you are really breaking it down to me. It's the fact that trying to use words to describe something that can't be described in words. And I
Kind
get
of,
it,
yeah,
bro.
kind of, yeah, yeah,
It's
kind of,
the
exactly, yeah.
it's the hardest thing to do, to explain yourself. But like you said, this is the reason why we use words in the first place. And the
Exactly.
words I and the words I use is very strategically planned to where I'm not placing a box on it. In fact, I'm lifting in the whole entire box off of it, even with the words. As to say, as to say, uh, we change the basis of derogatory phrases all the time. Why can't I use a word to describe something the same way a poet would use a word to describe love, not even using the word love, but but describing the word.
I agree. In a definition of a word, you can't use the word for the definition, correct? Can we agree upon that?
So so brother, I'm in full agreement with everything you said, anything you're saying, and I agree with you. Why? Because this is how you feel.
It's not about feel, right? This is back to the if Liam thing.
It's all
This is
about
why
feel.
this is why it's important. This is yeah, exactly. It's
It's
important to just
all about feel.
I understand. It's very important to make distinct, right? And this is the problem, right? People, and this is what I was talking about why Islam is the straight path. People who are empiricists who are completely atheistic, they don't agree with me, they don't agree with you, they don't believe in any sort of spirituality, they don't believe in God. They're completely empiricals. They if you said this thing to them, they said, I don't feel anything on the inside. As you said, like this feel, right? Or I don't know anything on the inside. I don't know that I'm God. I don't know that there is a God, right? And then people like
That's a
you who are
feeling.
so okay, sure, yeah. No, they said it's not even about a feeling. They say they don't believe in a feeling. There's only knowledge. So you can't put that onto somebody like I'm just chemicals. I don't feel anything. There's no feel. It's just chemicals.
I don't put
That's not a
anything
feeling. That's based
on,
on knowledge,
I
right?
don't put
That person
anything
that
on anyone though, brother.
okay. I'm not saying you
I
do.
don't, I'm not on here,
I'm
I'm not
putting
on
it.
here to
I'm not
persuade
putting it.
anybody.
I know, I'm not
I'm not
saying
on
you are.
here to,
I'm not
I
saying you
know,
are.
but yes, but you're putting me, I want you to understand what you're doing right now, right?
Hmm.
You're up here combating me on what I was given to share. Not because I want to do it. It's because this is what's in me to do.
Hmm.
Half the time, half the time, I don't even want to be doped up with y'all. It's kind of the same way Jesus says, "How long will I suffer you?"
How do you
But
know
I
he said
do
that?
it because I know, brother. But anyway, but I do it because that's what's in me. Not because I want you to like me, or not because I'm trying to persuade anyone or sell anybody something. I have nothing to sell. I'm
Yeah, I
just
got you.
literally up here. I'm just literally up here speaking. And brother, I love you. And I know
Have you
you
ever
feel
heard
this. I know
the
you
phrase
feel, I
misery
know.
loves company?
Excuse me. Are you implying that I'm miserable right now?
I think in a way, people who think a certain type of way do want other.
Well, that was fun. Well, that was fun. You see that? I say I got joy in my heart. I say I'm living in heaven. I say that I'm happy. I'm living. I'm loving. I'm laughing. My children are beautiful. I got food in the refrigerator. I got all the bills are what I got everything. I tell people I got everything, and then he comes and implies that misery loves company, as if to say that I'm miserable in some type of way. And since I know you say that, I know you must be the miserable one, and I dare not be in your company. Let me keep it going. Yo, serene living. Yo, peace, balance, love, and light. All those good vibrational words that make you feel right. Yo, what's good with you, Serene?
Hello, God. How are you?
Everything
Ugly,
is
I
everything,
suppose.
sister God. Everything is everything, sister God. Peace to you.
Peace to you. I really just wanted to join because, to be honest, I'm never in these lives before, and I'm oh dang it, my baby waking up. Sorry, I'm whispering because my baby is asleep. But can you still hear me?
You
Can you
good?
can you hear me?
Yeah, you loud and clear. Were you whispering loud and clear, I guess?
Okay, sorry, my baby is asleep, so she was moving. Um, anyways, I just want to say hello because I have fear to express myself. I have fear to get on these things and get rejected and whatnot. Hold on one second. My baby is asleep.
Oh, peace. Oh, peace to the baby. Peace to life, yo. I love life. Even at its most rude form, I love life. Peace to the baby.
One second.
Sis, you take care of your baby sister and come back up and holler at me when you get your baby situated, all right?
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay. Peace.
Peace.
Beautiful, beautiful baby. And I'm gonna say this: don't be afraid to express yourself. You got a mouth for a reason. You got feelings for a reason. Use it. You got life for a reason. Don't be afraid to be what you are. Because only in being what you are is when everybody else can be what they are. Don't don't be sitting back all timid around people. Think, nah, ain't nothing timid about this spirit. The spirit will go definitely walk up in his father's house and flip over some tables. Shouldn't you do the same? Let me get to the next beautiful person. Key Glocks. Then after that, Colin Floats. Key Glocks. Peace, balance, love, and light. Yo, Key, welcome to Godtalk. Uh-oh, Key spinning. Big Fibonacci sequence going on here. The big wheel going on here. Hey, yo, Key, get your spin in order, man. Get your Wi-Fi in order. Come back up and holler at me. Let's get to the next. Colin Floats. Colin Floats, peace, balance, love, and light. Yo, welcome back to God.
What is up, guys? So, your boy did some seeking. I did some Gnostic text, and I learned a few things that link a little too well.
Oh, what's that? What's that? Please share.
So, I heard that. So, I learned a while ago that there was a text in Gnosticism about the Gospel of John and what he wrote about, and how Yahweh is or the Lord is not actually the God to follow. It is the God that Jesus mentions, which is a different God. It's that's the true God. And so there are two gods being mentioned here, and I heard this a while ago, and I battled this point. Right? Tell me what. So I come to it again hours ago. So I'm like, okay. I started thinking about it because I started putting stuff together, right? Because I know names, Sophia, stuff like that has popped up, and I'm like, okay. So it says Sophia for whatever reason, right? This I didn't think that far at the time, but I can explain that evolution later. But Sophia started like she, for whatever reason, created something outside of the original law of the universe, right? For the sake of, what I'm saying, I guess a particular freedom. And that this force is the demiurge. And from this, you see everything Genesis, like this is the literal loop. Like this is like the beginning of the loop. And then she's like, because I feel guilty, I put them on a throne, right? Or to a given space of hierarchy, right? Do I
Right.
continue this conversation?
Yeah, brother, I'm here with you.
So look, right. So moving forward, so the demiurge is the thing that enforces a specific demanding voice. It's a jealous god. All these different terms, right? On the other hand, you have which gave God's people the law of death, and then you have Jesus, the God of Christ, right? Which, or yeah, no, not the God of Christ, the God of Jesus, which had Christ within, which is God, right? Because that's God's word, and He brought us the law of life, which is the law of the universe, or the awareness of the law of the universe, right? Yeah, demiurge. But so it's like, and I thought about it because I was like, I added up the pieces. And I'm like, that makes perfect sense that this actually if you know what I'm saying, because in Genesis there's also a tree of knowledge of good and evil, which you were commanded not to eat of, and then once they eat of it, they're like, didn't I tell you not to eat of this tree? Why would you eat of the tree I told you not to eat from? And then you think about it, it's like that has a starting point before that because it was created in the first place at a higher level.
Right.
So
So I mean, what? And you know what it also goes to say though, that it's always going on. It'll always go on. Even right now, if this world was to completely pass away, there will be another coming. You know what I mean? In another book, in another name for what we would call God.
right.
You
Okay.
know it, and that also puts me in the space of when you were mentioning the two gods, right?
Mm.
And I also caught that too. I don't like to speak on it too much because people don't understand that, and they go crazy with it and all that. But even God admitted there were other gods, so y'all deal with that how you want to, right? But that all still, for me, it still falls under the umbrella of the one. Even when we talk about the two, because the two must come together to make one.
Right, there still is that wire.
Right. So I try not to separate them because they weren't never meant to be separated in the first place. That's the reason why we have to make the distinction and then go back and be like, oh, they're not separate in the first place, even though you may see it as separate. And that's the same thing we do in life. To when you it's like when you first come into your spirituality, and before you come into your spirituality, mountains are mountains, but when you come into your spirituality, mountains are no longer mountains. But then when you sink deeper into your spirituality, you realize why the mountains are the mountains.
And you can only realize that yourself. You can't.
Yeah, no one can show you.
Right.
Facts. But yo, hey, Colin, I appreciate you so much for coming up and hollering at me, brother.
Yes,
That was
sir.
beautiful shit, bro.
Hello. Hi, God. I'm just
Peace to
coming
you,
up
guys.
here. Peace. Hello. Love you, man.
Love you
Okay.
too, brother. Yo, that was our beautiful brother guy, Colin Floats. I do not agree. Well, that's fun that you don't agree. Who doesn't like a good disagreement? Yo, worship of yourself is idolatry. I don't worship myself. Ultra distinct. Nor have you heard me on here worshiping myself. What's the point in that? Absolutely. I just had you in the queue, and you here, let me send you a request because you were just up in the queue. I brought you up, but I guess there you go. Yeah.
Yo, hello.
Peace to you, the Prophet Honcho. What's going on with you?
Peace, bro. Um, I just came up and saw on TikTok the the picture, and I was curious
Right.
what this was about.
You were curious what it was about?
Yeah, like I read it, so it says we are all gods trying to act like we are not.
Hmm.
So
Well, that's what it's about.
can you follow up on that?
Hmm.
Like explain more, like of what you think at least.
You are everything. And I don't even think that.
So you don't think I'm everything?
No, I said you are everything, and I don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it, but I am everything.
Yeah.
What makes you say that? Where does that come from?
It comes from everything itself.
Do you believe in God?
I don't believe in God. I know God.
You know God, okay?
Yeah.
Do you, how do you refer to God?
Hello,
As
Prophet Nato. Peace to you.
peace to you too.
That's how I refer to God.
But I'm not God.
Oh, well,
What
that's
ma-
fun, Prophet Hancho. Peace to you anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm so curious. Like, what makes you say that another person is God? Where's this information
Because
from?
it's from God. Because if he called them gods, unto whom the word God came, scripture cannot be broken.
And you're getting this from the Bible.
Well, that's just where I got that verse from. But if we're talking truly in spirit, I got it from spirit, from source, from energy, from life itself.
So you've like figured out your own spiritual stuff going on.
It's unfolding in front of me. I'm still figuring.
Okay. Well, as someone said right here, it says Christ is within you. Do you believe that's correct?
Christ is within me.
Yes.
I don't have to believe it's correct. I know it is correct.
Okay.
Especially if you're living as Christ told you to live.
Okay. So Jesus Christ is in ourself, and it's everywhere. We are Jesus Christ. Is that what you're trying to follow up on?
If you choose to be that, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why would you think you're spiritual if we're flesh? We're made up of flesh.
Oh man. You guys love this body stuff, don't you?
Yep.
Well, there you shall be.
But can you
Because
explain?
those who mortify the deeds of the body shall die in the body. But
Okay.
those who mortify the deeds of the spirit shall live in the spirit, bro.
So our body is flesh, but our spirit is a connection with God. I wouldn't think it reflects God himself.
Why wouldn't you? Aren't you made in his image and likeness?
Yes, but we're not as divine as him because he
Oh.
can't be measured.
Well,
And we can.
if you're not as divine as him, I charge you right here in this moment to be ye therefore perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. I charge you, since you know the perfection, I charge you to be that perfect.
But we can't. We are sinful. We are full of sin. We are
Well,
not.
that's fun.
Yeah. We are full of sin and we're not perfect enough to be as beautiful and divine as God. He is unmeasurable, and it would be impossible to compare ourselves to him.
All right.
Yes. I know you
Okay.
disagree, but I can even give you quotes of the Bible that talk about that because we're only flesh, and in our flesh we will die from our sins.
Yeah. Well, you keep sinning and you have fun with that, brother.
Okay. So I agree then. Why not? Sounds good. It says, let me guess, it's not your fault. It's the devil's fault that you are full of sin. Well, of course, it's the devil's fault that everybody's full of sin. Nobody's perfect. That would be.
You should type that in the comments. Who asked you that? Super good the God? Yeah, you should type that in the comments. You should tag him so he knows exactly you're talking to him. Go ahead and write that. Serene Living. She want to come back up and holler at me.
Hello.
You got the baby straight, sis?
Yes, I went to another room, but how are you?
Everything is everything.
Good. So nice to meet you. This is my first time ever being in your life. I stumbled across your page.
That's how it normally happens. I'm glad you're here with me. So
Thank you.
what would you like to talk about, sister?
Okay. I just really, at first I wanted to ask you a bunch of questions and be like, these are all the problems in my life. What should I do? But I really didn't want to take it that way. So I just wanted to say hello and to establish like friendship with you so I can join your life again and, say hey and talk about whatever you're talking about.
Well, sister, I'm going to say this. This is, as long as you're here, this is your space to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. I do got a couple things.
And I will never judge you in any of it. I promise you I will be aware to your space.
Okay. Let's talk about like connection with other people. Like, okay, so my upbringing, you would say I had like privileged lifestyle. People would say like, my family, they, had never had any issues or, they did have issues or whatever, but they were not like, with like black people, like they will, okay, my boyfriend, he's black, right? And I'm Persian. So I try to connect with him in things, and he tells me about his experience and how the black people have been exploited for so long, and they had not been treated fairly, and that is truth. And I always thought that the world was different. Like when I was young, I guess my innocence, I thought everybody like had a fair chance, or we would hear about it in history, like class and stuff, about like slavery and all that type of things. But it felt far away. It felt like in the past, like we've overcame it. But then I get with my boyfriend, and he tells me it's still going on, and it's never left. And he shows me, like how the world is unfair. And I feel like I used to always think like you create your reality with good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, and it would be like that. But he shows me how things are not fair on his side of the world, on his side of like the perspective. And I'm not saying that he's wrong, and I'm not saying I'm wrong either. But I
You know, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean
no,
to cut you off.
go ahead, please.
A lot of black people are gonna like that I'm saying this, but I don't care. You know what's black people problem really is?
Hmm.
It's themselves.
Okay, because
You know, black people had a huge hand in slavery. Black people also had a huge hand in writing the laws for this country and also building this country. I like to look at American blacks as being the teenagers of this world. They're still hard headed, still coming into life, but sooner or later they're going to catch up with the rest of the adults in the room. But what we have to realize as a race, as a melanated race, we've done nothing but be crabs in a bucket, and it's not, and it is conditioning. But at some point, when you keep falling victim to the programming, then it's your own conditioning that you chose for yourself. Now, I'm not saying that black people ain't getting dealt the shorthand, but what I am saying is black people continue to accept the shorthand. And rather than go about it the right way and unite as a strong fist to combat what we're going through, we'd rather just complain about it and bicker about it and then cry about it on the back end rather than making real positive change. And those who do get in the spot to make real positive change, they end up being swayed into furthering the downfall of the same race that they were started to protect in the first place. So it's it seems to be a never ending cycle of self implosion when we talk about the melanated race.
let's see. Yeah, it's difficult for me because I see the truth on both ends, and I'm trying
Hold
to,
on.
you know.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
You're trying to see the truth on both ends. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to close a gap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it seems to be a disconnection. Like I try to tell him like, oh, for instance, like if we don't have money, there are free resources to go to, you know what I'm saying? And he said, no, everything good in life is not free, and everything free in life is not good. I understand, but he tells me why he feels that way. It's because
Cappuccino break. She went to go grab a coffee, y'all. Small
Hear-
Coco.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, when I close, when I minimize my app, I guess you can't hear me no more. I'm sorry. I was saying, I don't know where did you last hear me? Hello?
Uh, uh, yeah, I hear you. To be honest with you, I don't know. It kind of faded out when I made that joke just then about
Oh,
being the small Coco.
it's okay. I was saying that
But
I was
you were
trying.
saying about viewing both sides of it.
Yes, I'm trying to come to oneness and wholeness, and I feel like he would say, oh, for example, I'll try to offer like, hey, there's free resources out there to help get yourself on your feet in building what you're wanting to build. And sometimes he'll say like everything good isn't free in life, and everything free in life is not necessarily good, which I understand. And the reason why he tells me that is because he said historically, or a lot of times black people had to settle for what was good, what was free, what was free, and that also it costed them like their dignity, or things like they had to give up certain things, if it was like from, I guess, from white people making nonprofits but not really helping people. So I know what he's saying is coming from trauma and things that is real, and
Yeah, I mean but that's just it. It's trauma,
yeah. That's,
and sis, if I gotta be real with you, sis. We're living in a world of hurt people, everyone in their feelings and no one knowing how to deal with it, and everybody's just sweeping it under the rug and letting it fester and spill over into other parts of their lives and other relationships. But sis, once people start to realize that it doesn't matter about black, white, poor, rich, fat, ugly, stupid, dumb. We're all falling victim to someone who wants to separate us and have us against each other. This is the main goal, that it's not your boyfriend's outlook on life. It's what he's not looking at, which is causing it. He's just looking at the back end and saying, oh, we don't have these things afforded to us and we get this type of trauma. But you're not looking at how we got to this point. And what you're not looking at, when you're not looking at how we got to this point, you're negating the whose fault it truly is. And in me, I take full responsibility for the world that I live in. So if I say cops are doing us dirty, then I have to start looking at me and be like, well, what am I doing to make a cop do me dirty? You know what I mean? Furthermore, if I start taking responsibility for the world that I live in, I start to really pay attention to the people who are doing what and what is being done, how I got here, what made me get the choices that I made. So it's not necessary. I don't look at the world as if it's here to attack me, or I have all these programs and paradigms set up to keep me down. I look at the world as if it's fighting to live and it's fighting to breathe. Not to worry about the obstacles in my way, because if I worry about the obstacles in my way, I'm never going to be able to breathe. I'm just going to be bumping into the obstacles. I have to continue to strive for the highest form of life, and that's as we all do, and as we all do. So, with that being the case, I don't like to get on here and talk about like paradigms and the separation tactics and the fear tactics. But what I do like to get on here and talk about is us just being one and being at peace with each other. And yeah, we may hurt. Yeah, we may not know why we're getting the short end of the stick right now, but just do that deep dive on your consciousness. Do that deep dive on your wants and your desires and the way you view life and the way you're setting up the world around you. And I promise you that it'll all work out in doing it. And because it's all you doing it, you are the one that's doing it all. And I heard Langston Hughes say it best. If a man seeks out to change the world, he must first seek out to change himself. And if we're not doing that inner work, how could we ever try to even fathom what's going on the outside to fix it? You
Yes,
know what I mean?
I do.
But sis, I love you. Let me get to these other beautiful people. All right, and it's getting late too. So let me scurry it on up.
I love you too. Good night, God.
Peace to you, my beautiful sister. God,
Thank you.
yeah,
Bye
that
bye.
that was our beautiful sister, Serene Living. We got. Oh, okay. I thought Ultra Distinct was gonna come up. I guess he doesn't want to do that. I guess he wants to just, cause he was in my queue. Ultra Distinct, did you not want to come up and really give it to me, really hand it to me? And I like for everybody to say what they're gonna say. My headset is charging. Oh, that's unfortunate. You see, if it was really meant for you to say what you wanted to say, your headset would have been charged. See how that works? You see how that works? If it was meant for you to say it, man, your headphones would have been like, bow, like 100%. Read the comments and rebuttal. Nah, I'd rather not. I'd rather just go ahead and get off of here. That's what I'd rather do. That sounds like a better idea. Like I should just go ahead, like a better idea. Like I should just go ahead and get off here. Yeah, it is on me. And yo, I've enjoyed it tonight, man. Plenty of beautiful people. If nobody else wants to come up, I talked to so many beautiful people tonight, and even the people who disagreed and felt differently. I appreciate you too, and I love you too. It doesn't matter what you say to me. I know you're God, and it is what it is at this point. And with that being said, I like, before I go, I always like to leave off with beautiful words. Oh yeah, just so y'all know what Sunday is. Sunday is Easter. Sunday is Easter, and I'm gonna be doing a panel. So I'm gonna have everybody, as many people I can get on the panel with me, and we're all gonna be burning Bibles. So if you got your Bibles, bring them. We're gonna burn them in the name of Jesus. How does that sound, right? Yo. So y'all be ready, set, go for that on Sunday at 8:30, man. But let me get off here before I go. Let me 8:30, man. But let me get off here before I go. Oh yeah, and also serious Godtalk on YouTube, all that stupid shit, dumb shit. But before I go, I always like to leave off with beautiful words, and tonight is no different. And the beautiful words for tonight is, it's not where you want to go, but it's where you are. Yo, peace, balance, love, and light. All those good vibrational words that make you feel right. Yo, this has been another God Talk. The only live stream on this piece of shit app that's gonna bust down who you are to your molecular being and how that falls in complete synchronicity with the cosmos. I'm your host, Sirius Period, Big Dot, the golden god, the fire god, the dirt god, the water god. Yo, I am everything and everything is me. Till next time, my beautiful brother gods and sister gods. Peace. Oh, Lucifer ideology.